Gotta put some water and suck his mother's dish. Oh, sorry.
We're going live. This is it. We're gonna start a little warm
with some Dave Chappelle banter.
Some Dave Chappelle. Yeah, when Mos Def leans into the mic and he has like the fake Jerry curl and he's wearing like like it's pictured in my mind perfectly. He's wearing like a red leisure suit and he's like, "We of the black delegation would like to draft Tiger Woods." And you see
it's like an alarming thing. Yeah, it's
you
like
see the Asians like,
show.
"Oh no!" And Bill Burr is announcing. If you remember,
Bill Burr, 100%. Yeah, Bill Burr is one of the key anchors in that.
He's got a haired
In
Bill
a
Burr.
stunning turn.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Oh, it's a great skit.
Yeah, so yeah, I think it is generational. Bring it back.
I'll show it to my daughter tomorrow. We'll see what she thinks.
I plan on doing that tonight.
Oh, I'm taking episode 1 is showing here on the big screen on like Patchogue or something like that on
for Chappelle show.
No, I'm sorry, of the Star Wars
for the podcast.
No, I was like, we podcast live. And
our podcast is on the big screen.
We're big, dude. Yeah, it's like it follows the Eras tour.
Yeah. Is Eras tour Taylor Swift?
Yeah, I really thought everyone would know what the Eras tour was.
I had no idea.
Are you saying Errors? Errors?
Era.
The Errors tour.
Eras tour. It grossed like $2 billion worldwide. It lasted like 25 months or something like that.
Dude, I'm gonna go out there on a limb and say Taylor Swift's over.
I don't disagree with you, but like, it's like she's pretty commercially successful, so I figured you guys would like catch a little bit of that.
Yeah,
it's okay. It's okay. Is everyone here?
Yeah, 40-year-old men is your target audience for Taylor Swift humor for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's just like I thought it like crossed over.
Crossover is the NFL showing her on TV every time the Chiefs play.
Yeah, it crossed over. Pat, how's
and
your
the
sporking?
NHL?
How's your sporking? How do you sport?
I don't know.
Podcast. Here we go.
This is a podcast. Just let me have this podcast.
Yeah.
Bang! We are 9:38, everybody. This is Jesse. This is Just Let Me Have This, and this is a podcast where 5 lifelong friends discuss what this podcast should be about. My co-hosts today, as always, and speak up when I say your name, Pat.
Yo.
Elliot.
Hello.
Andy.
Yo.
And for the first show ever, Chris is here.
Oh, that's me. Hi.
You gotta say something. Yeah, you gotta say something.
I was Elliot. Yeah.
Yeah. Last week you were Elliot, and we had a double Elliot. Elliot squared. Right. Is Elliot squared 2 Elliots or 4 Elliots? That's just 2.
It just got 4 T's
to it.
Can
you square 1? Is 1 squared 1?
I think you can square anything. You set your mind to it.
Yeah, it'd be multiplicative T's.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
All right, that's pretty awesome. We got Quincy Jones to write that song for us. His Ghost.
It was, yeah. He wrapped up Thriller. And he got right. He got
right to our podcast.
Yeah, it was the B side of Thriller.
That's sick, dude. Did Quincy Jones do Thriller?
Yeah.
Man, that guy's. If he wasn't dead, he'd be going places.
He nailed Thriller. He also did Live Aid. There's a whole,
Holy shit.
I'm sorry, not Live Aid. We Are the World. We are the world. We are the children. Remember that whole thing?
Yeah.
I mean,
there's like a whole documentary about him, like trying to get, like, it was like 50 musicians. It was like Madonna and not Billie Jean, Michael Jackson. It was like every big musician, like pop star in like the mid 80s, and he got them all in one room there's a whole documentary about how he did it. If you care for the Quincy Jones lore.
I remember, wasn't someone really drunk during that recording too, or something? Someone was really going off script. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't want to besmirch anyone either by just throwing allegations that like Tiffany was under the influence during that.
Tiffany. That's a tough
later podcast idea. Let's stack rank the Live Aid performers into tiers. Tiffany's got to be C tier, right?
This would actually be quite good. I want to pull it. Let's pull up who what was not, it wasn't Live Aid. It was We Are the World. We Are the World.
Yeah, sorry, We Are the World. Yeah, Yoko Ono's on that one, isn't she?
Oh man, We Are the World. The Wikipedia.
Oh no, that's the Christmas one.
Is that the one where Michael Jackson is trying to tell Huey Lewis how to sing something and he's fucking it up constantly?
It was that. Yes, Pat. That's the one I'm talking about. It wasn't they were drunk, but like, yeah, Michael Jackson was like, this guy's a joke.
Yeah.
For Huey Lewis. Yeah, I knew there was some scandal during that.
He's like, he like tells him how to sing it, and he's like, oh yeah, cool. And then he like does this take, and it's so different, and it sounds so forced and ridiculous, and like they like cut to Michael Jackson's reaction, and he's just like shaking his head, so disappointed. Like, why am I fucking here?
We'll do a We Are the World performer draft for all five.
Oh, that would be a good idea because there's some. I'm looking at this. There's some really good ones. Like out of nowhere, these are all like huge artists. Out of nowhere is Dan Aykroyd.
he sung.
He was in the chorus. Along with Harry Belafonte, Lindsey Buckingham, who I think is from
Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah, Fleetwood Mac. Johnny Cola of Huey Lewis and the News couldn't make it into the. He couldn't make it into the regular.
Not Huey Lewis or the News, but
Dude,
Johnny Cola.
There's like 20 soloists. All the Jacksons, Jackie, LaToya, Marlon, Randy, Tito.
We need all of them.
We need all of them. They were in the chorus.
They're like Infinity Stones.
Yeah, that would be good. But yeah, Kenny Loggins is in this. Kenny Rogers, Tina Turner.
You got you got both Kennys.
It's
not all the Kennys there.
Yeah, I wonder if they like squared up. Started off.
They knife fought for who was gonna get front row.
Yeah. Pat, do you have any more sounds on this thing on Spork?
Only one that I have is Thwomp.
Let's do it because we're gonna do a different segment. I want to move to games that we play. So give me a Thwomp.
Hold on, I have to spell it.
Breakfast.
That was smooth. That
was perfect.
That was good. So I wanted to do this because I actually played a new game over the past since our last show. I played Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which has anyone heard of this game?
Nope.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yes. I just beat that after 90 hours.
Yeah, it is classic WoW.
It is obviously classic WoW, but it is.
I gave up on it. It's too hard. I stopped playing. I was like,
really?
I was blacksmithing. I was like, it's so Pat. You would love this game.
Sounds terrible.
It's like a realistic medieval simulator. And when I say you would love it, you would not play this game for one
never would you touch
this. You said I was blacksmithing. I was like, it sounds like I'm out.
There's like a 3-hour like intro where it's like it sort of brings you into the story really well, and like you start off as like a lordling's like buddy, so you're like have this like you have beautiful armor, you have a horse, you like run with the crew, they all get murdered, spoiler alert, and you like end up in like a town with like literal like shit on your face, and it's like all right, like build a life, build a life in 1300s Hungary.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah, Rate. They actually, it's funny is they just announced like they did the first tournament from that game. Like there's a portion of the game where they do a tournament in some kind of bohemian whatever the fuck, and they actually did it, and because of the game,
in real life?
It was in real life, and like the same kind of circle. It took me 180 hours to get through that game. I mean, I'm completionist, but 180 hours, and it was maddening.
It's difficult. It's like
it was hard
I don't
as
want to dwell on it too much, but like this is the sort of level of game you're playing. It's like you're out there in the world, you're sort of walking around. If you get like muddy or like if you get mud on your face, like people won't talk to you. So you have to like find a place to wash. And like you also get hungry, and there's no like in the beginning I didn't know where to like find food. I stole food, and then someone saw me stealing food, and they were like, "You're going to jail." And they put me in like the headstocks thing, and then they just like took what little I had, and I was like, you know what, game, you know how difficult my real life is.
I was gonna
And if
say,
you do
use your
it-
free time from your very
Yeah.
difficult life
If
to.
you do it more than once, they
heckled.
brand you, and they
This
literally will
is-
brand you on the face. And if you do more crimes after they brand you, they execute you, and the game is over.
Yeah.
I think this is hitting a little
you-
too close to home for me.
Yeah, I mean, I know you've been branded.
Yeah. So that was
Pat
my
comes from a
experience.
long line of executed relatives for
That
repeat
had their
crimes.
face branded.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Anyone else playing any new games this week?
I got in the Chrono Odyssey beta, that hot new MMO from Chrono, I think is the team, which would make sense.
Is that
I think it's Chrono Team.
is that like the sequel to Chrono Trigger?
I wish, God, I wish. No, it's not nearly that moving. It's good though. It's like Elden Ring Online. It's like an Elden Ring MMO. Combat's good. Rest of the game has a long way to go. It's not coming out for like a year, but netcode was good enough where like co-op play with Elden Ring style bosses was interesting. They're gonna lean towards Holy Trinity for stuff, and I think they're trying to lean away from Eastern style progression, which is interesting for a Korean company. It seems like they're building for a Western audience, which is kind of cool. So it's not going to be like pay to win, and there's not like a like Lost Ark is perfect example of like just throwing money into fucking RNG upgrade shit. Yeah. So am I allowed to curse on this podcast? I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, go deep.
I can say fucking shit, right? Okay, good. Don't
Yeah.
beat me in post, right? Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's pretty good. It's janky. It's a little janky right now. It's an old build and stuff, but it was passable. It was a game that we wouldn't play together, but I like it.
In that when you said just beep me, I'm gonna like put like a 10-second just beeping break. You're like, am I allowed to say it? It'd be like
Just
beep.
anytime I talk for the entire podcast, it's just a long beeping noise.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get my editing skills up for that.
That's the most
I
racist
like
thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
That can't be true. That 100% can't be true.
What about you, Andy? You playing anything new?
No, but I did sign up for the Gears of War Reloaded. They're like re-release. It's a re-release.
This
I'm
is
paying
Damn,
Marcus,
the first
right?
one?
Marcus is back.
Yeah. I think it's a re-release of the original, which was
Yeah.
so good. If you guys got to play,
No
it.
shit.
We were in like college, I think, when that
I
came out.
played that co-op
2013, I
with
think,
Chris.
was like
Yeah.
when that 2012
No, it was-
maybe.
No, I was earlier than that.
Yeah, I was in college.
2008. Just
It was-
I'll keep naming dates.
Just keep going back, buddy.
Yes, we
You'll
can.
get it.
2008. Maybe it was 2006. I was out of college, or no, maybe I was in college when the first one came out.
It
Damn,
was-
man.
I never got into it. Ryan was super into that game.
It was really
couldn't
it was fun.
I
It was,
couldn't
like,
get
real
into
satisfying.
the over the shoulder third person view. That was driving me fucking insane.
Yeah,
and then the roadie run cam took over every game after that for like
Yeah.
5 years.
Remember how herky jerky it felt when you like locked onto a wall? You're like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was sticky wall stuff, but then you could like rotate stiffly around a wall and hold the B button and chainsaw someone right from
Yeah,
around.
I loved it. I loved that game. I thought it was so fun, and I used to play with my buddies in college, and we just had a blast. And
Yeah, that game is really Andy coded.
yeah, and then I just I'm getting ready to. I got a new what's it called SSD to install this week. I'm gonna buy the new Arma Reforger.
Okay,
Like
that's why you're asking about mortars.
Oh, Arma.
Yes. That's why I was talking to you about mortars. Because they added that to the game that I've never played before, but pretty excited to play that.
It sounds like you need a degree to play Arma, right?
It does, bro. It's so like I won't be touching mortars.
Arma mod, right? PUBG is an Arma mod.
I don't. Is it really? Or what? It was at one point.
PUBG was
Arma 3. I want to say Arma 3.
Arma, 2 maybe. But Daisy and PUBG were.
I was thinking of Daisy.
I was thinking of Daisy. That too.
No, both of them, 100% were Arma.
I think you're thinking of man. It was like King of the Hill, King of the Kill, or something. It was
was it King of the Hill.
King of the Hill,
which is coming.
Damn it, Bobby!
Not Tarkov, not Tarkov, right?
No.
If he could read, he'd be
Scum?
disappointed. I was like,
yeah,
those kids could read.
If those kids could read, to be very.
And I gotta Google this.
Yeah, so Player Unknown, who created PUBG, who created the Arma 2 mod, DayZ Battle Royale.
Okay, so
Wow,
Daisy.
we're all
then
right
that
in a weird way.
In a weird way, we all
and
coalesced.
much like Dota and League of Legends started as Warcraft 3,
Yeah.
user generated content. So too did PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Pat, what's hot and what? What's hot and what?
Wait, we'll edit that out.
You know what we need? We need you remember those old school eyewitness news? Din 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 din. We need that. We need that for
What's
Pat.
hot
Like
in wow.
Nothing at all. It's same shit, different week.
that can't be true.
We brought in
Hot
a bunch
pot.
of undergeared people. We actually did not kill KT on Tuesday, and we ended up having to come back in on Thursday to clean it up. It was
People
a
mad
little
about
rough.
that? People
How's the morale?
Honestly, no one was really that like upset about it except for me. I think I was the only one who was pissed off about it. The main reason is when you're fighting KT at the end, he'll do like a mind control, so all the mages need to polymorph the mind control targets, otherwise they'll just wreck the raid. And what we've told like the DPS for a million fucking years is like you cannot do AoE shit when the mind controls go out because you'll break the polymorphs and then they will kill everyone around. And somehow after like 18 months of clearing next, people still just AoE.
like Whirlwind.
Yeah, they spam it, and like then you get deep wounds, which will put a bleed on them, so you can never polymorph that target again. It's just very frustrating.
It's tough.
Yeah,
It's
it sucks,
upbeat.
man.
Were you
But,
like vocally mad or were you like seething?
No, I was pretty mad about it, and I said afterwards that like I thought it was unacceptable for 18 months of being a WoW for these people to still be hitting the fucking whirlwind button for no reason.
I was gonna ask if you used the word unacceptable and you
I did. Yeah,
That sounds like you though.
were like unacceptable.
Yeah, strong language for a strong man.
I told them that we would be reviewing the logs, and anyone who hit a whirlwind that broke a polymorph target would be benched next week.
Did you really?
Yeah,
Holy shit!
You really?
absolutely.
Wait, do you have that kind of power?
I do.
Dude. Yeah. The logs, bro.
So
Chris, what do you think about? What are you thinking about, Chris?
I have several questions. One is
before you go in, I feel like Chris would be a whirlwind hitter.
you do? So it depends on how toxic I am in that moment and competitive I get for DPS.
It would be
meters. But no, I feel like I put team first usually. That's why I'm a healer, dude. I am a heal sniper sometimes, but I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I'd probably hit Whirlwind to settle this. Do you find that this late? I mean, this game has been out. Scholars Maintain has been out for 20 plus years.
21.
Do you feel that 20 plus? That's part of 20 plus. I'll take the dub. I'll take the partial dub. Do you find that people have been this bad for 20 years, or are you actually seeing new players in this that need to be brought up to speed? Because when you use the word unacceptable, I'm like, all right, if they're a new player, then come on. But like 20 years, dog, like fucking unacceptable.
it's like a little mix of both, because there are definitely players that are kind of like new to the class and stuff. But like what we will talk about it before the fight, and we will say is like, do not fucking AoE when the mind controls go out. And then when the mind controls go out, we're like, mind controls are out, do not AoE, do not AoE. And people still do it. So like, I don't care if you're brand new to the fucking game. Like, there's something wrong with your fucking head if you can't figure this shit out. And I'm gonna bench you, and then you can sit on the bench and think about what you did.
People get real performance anxiety. They get like real tunneled. They tunnel in and they just try to make their bar as big as possible.
I think like what happened the times where I would whirlwind, because you're right, I probably would. I would be so tunneled and focused and socially overwhelmed with the raid experience that I probably would be trying not to die more than and like fuck up in that way. Depending on what pull this is. If this is pull 50, I'll probably be able to put it all together. But yeah, I think it depends on what pull it is. If it's pull 2 or 3, I'm still like I'm trying to fucking.
How many pulls do you get in there, Pat? How many pulls do you get in?
For what, on KT?
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, that's at the end of like 2 hours of raiding. Like,
so people are tired.
Yeah, but you should still be pretty fucking locked in at that point. Like you're in the zone and you have been for a bit, and it's fine if you're tired. But like it's literally like this isn't today's WoW where there's like a fucking crazy mega rotation that you need to be upkeeping on all the time. And oops, I hit the wrong thing. Like you have it's one button, and we're saying, hey, just don't hit that one. All right, that's it. Just don't hit that one, and you're good. And they still do it. And it's fucking wild. It's like, just don't hit that one. You have
Do you see
6
shades
other
of
buttons.
yourself in like 7th grade, like social studies, being like, I'm gonna say what the teacher told me not to say. Happening here.
But are there?
I am not following.
Like like just being like, fuck this guy. Like I'm gonna like I guess not, because like people have like worked hard to sort of be in that raid, and they're not gonna like hit a button to like play a joke.
Yeah, no, I don't think they're doing it like on purpose. I think that especially with a class like warrior, like they just fucking tunnel vision. Like they're not paying attention to any other raid mechanics whatsoever. It's like I'm going to do as much damage as possible, and they're just not paying attention to anything else.
Trying to get them parses.
I do have a question
the
though.
entire raid by doing that,
Patrick.
Yeah.
So knowing that you have the influence that you do, are there people that may be just inexperienced that perhaps that there are others that you can, I don't know, guide and be like, hey, listen, you effed up. This is not the way to do it. And you find those players that are actually down on it. They're like, you know what? You're right. I will take XYZ advice. Or are you finding people are more like, no, I know what I'm doing. My XYZ is fine.
I mean, at this point, the people that are killing KT with us on a weekly basis have been doing it with us for months and months and months. So I don't think that they're looking for advice, but like it's still something it's so ridiculous that I shouldn't have to tell you not to AoE, but I did twice, and then I did it live while it was happening, and I was like, hey, don't do it here, and you still did it. So like that's so on you. I don't know what else to say.
All right.
You ever had to wash anybody out?
We have multiple times, yeah.
They ring the bell.
Yeah, the only one that we never washed out, and like it was like this lady named, or her character name was Nori. I have no idea what her real name was, but she was like mid-60s, and like this sweet old lady that was so unbelievably bad. But
Shocker.
none of us had it in us to be like, sorry, you can't come to raid. So she would always just like show
She
up.
like
She's
brings cookies.
she would bring like the repair bots. So like if we wiped, she would always have that like there, and it was so hard. She was like, guys, I'm here early so I could help click summons. So like, oh
You
god
passed.
damn
You
it.
failed the morale check, brother.
It's like
I
you
brought
washed her out?
cookies.
No,
my
we didn't. We did not.
grandchildren.
She was the only one that for strict like for any performance reason whatsoever, we're like she's coming.
Okay.
No one
That's
has
a real
it
roller
in them.
coaster for me.
It was like no one has it in them to tell her that she cannot come, and
Is she in the guild still?
she got really into pickleball and quit WoW.
Thank God. That's the most happy ending. Whatever path
like,
you took to get to that
it was
ending,
like the
that
biggest
is the
fucking it
You
was like the
started
biggest
that
blessing in
story.
disguise.
My opinion of you not well, take that with a grain of salt. You answered the question, have you ever washed anybody out with starting with talking about that lady? And I was like,
No.
please
I
don't
said
tell me. But she was the
No.
exception.
Yes, we washed out plenty, and the one like there's one that we absolutely should have, but none of us had the heart to do it.
God bless you guys. Hey.
Thank God.
God
You're doing the
what's
Lord's work out there.
What's your guild's name?
No name.
All right, everyone throw donations to No Name.
Which I had thought, by the way, and I found this out. I thought it was the lamest name ever, and it turns out because a lot of the guys are from Canada, that is like Canada's version of No Frills.
What?
It's like so, like like the like you never seen like No Frills soda, like it's like a not brand name kind of thing. So like that's or like what's Walmart's brand? Great Value,
like America's Choice brand or No Frills
like that.
brand.
So it's like stuff
like
stuff
Kirkland,
like that.
Kirkland brand.
Kirkland brand or Great Value from Walmart.
Oh,
like
they call it No Name.
Yeah, that's Canada's version of it. At first I was like, this is really lame. You guys couldn't come up with anything, and then I found out that it was like just
like we did.
I was like,
on purpose.
You guys are generic Canadians. All right, I want to move on. I want to go out of order here and do a sports ball because you guys had a big Stanley Cup. I want to give you guys the floor.
we did. We won.
Feels good to win. Yeah, It's tough though. Like Florida though.
Yeah. No. Yes.
What's
Yeah.
tough about that?
What's tough about it?
I don't like Florida. That's where I'm at. It just feels dirty that Florida is beating Canada at hockey.
Well,
should
the
fall
U.S. has
into
been
the
beating
ocean.
Canada
Dirty.
for 31 years at hockey, or 32 years at
I
hockey.
know. Oh, I don't want to
Florida-
take Florida. It's not Jesse's segment. So like,
Florida
go
won
for it.
what 4 out of the last 5?
Florida Florida has
sounds about
won
right.
4 out of 6.
4
They
out of
won.
6.
So Tampa won 2020, 2021, lost 2022 to the Avs, and then 2023 Florida lost, and then obviously 24, 25 Florida won. But yeah, they've been in the last 6.
They're
And
so good.
it's crazy, man. All roads lead through Florida.
Both teams
Yep.
are so fucking good.
Well, and they have such the tax advantage.
That's no, seriously. Like someone
you
released.
laugh at it. It's real.
Someone released a
interesting.
study. It was like, a Reddit study. I don't even know why I call it a study. It was anecdotal, but yeah, I think it was a no tax state. So between Texas, Vegas, and
Arizona.
Florida,
And
Vegas is
Tennessee.
not a state. Those
Tennessee.
3 states have produced a conference finalist.
Okay.
At least I think it was 9 of the last 10 years. And so it seems as though the income tax-free states have a competitive advantage to signing players,
Wow.
or at least getting depth to go on deep runs, which is a very interesting conversation.
Just
It
more room.
makes sense. I mean, you get salaries that are in the millions, and then you don't have to pay income
It's a
tax on it.
25% bonus.
Yeah, it's huge.
Bonus.
And you can afford, like, a guy making $9 million in Florida is equivalent to $11 million in New York. So it's like that's $3 million, $2 million more that they can put towards another player or players to make their team deeper. And
Makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
the commissioner Bettman is like, well, we're not changing it because for years it hasn't been an issue, but it's an issue now. Well, yeah, because now players are like, oh shit, these teams are pretty good. I go to Florida, nobody will know who the fuck I am, and I can make my millions, and I can live in great weather for year round. Like, sounds pretty damn good to me.
This is speculation, but Bettman looks embalmed.
Like a lich.
Have you seen him? Yeah,
That dude
embalmed.
definitely sold his soul like 100%.
Like, people, how they do collagen and stuff for people. Like, I'm convinced that he's pretty embalmed, or he's getting like blood transfusions. He looks vampiric. Yeah, he looks ghastly.
I don't know. I never noticed.
What's that?
Does he have a phylactery?
He looks like one of
like 85. Like, he looks like an 85-year-old dude. And
I
just slap makeup on him.
It's not. Yeah, sorry. No. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Like talking about people's looks like that. That's very shallow. But I think like it's the manners. It's the whole package where I like when he talks. It seems like he's animated or reanimated.
He's like waxy.
He's like a Jeff Dunham puppet.
Yeah.
Oh.
I got a Bettman hot take. I think he's done a good job. He gets a lot of hate. I think he's done a good job.
I can't argue with the results of the league right now. I mean, I feel like there's good parity. It's a pretty international game. It always has been. It's still the 4th sport in the U.S., but yeah, you're not going to. That'll happen. That'll be forever.
The NHL had nothing to do with the nations, right? The 4 nations.
Yes,
tournament.
of course it did. Yeah, it was his call.
They agreed to it.
Yeah,
yeah, they agreed to it, and they canned the All-Star.
That was huge. That was
Connor McDavid's idea.
Yeah, that's a fucking brilliant idea. That brought so much more eyes on hockey than
New York Ranger Connor McDavid.
Was that Connor McDavid's idea?
Yeah, they had like meetings and they're like, "Hey, what do you guys think in replace of the All-Star?" And McDavid was like, "Let's get best on best tournament." And there was like McDavid, Crosby was like the face of the league, and they were like agreed to it, and they're like, "All right, let's do it." And it was for the best, for the better.
Yeah, absolutely. That was fucking huge.
Did you guys see McDavid's interview after, or I guess?
Yeah.
Where he said, "I want to be a New York Ranger."
He's basically saying, "I'm going to be a Ranger."
Yeah.
I think the Bruins are the suitor right now from all the rumors. That's what I heard from Pat's guy.
No way.
Pat's guy.
Yeah. It's what's his name? Reddit.
Mike West. bro. McDavid to Bruins to Boston.
He would say Rangers. He's a huge Ranger fan.
He is, yeah.
Ranger
Right,
fans.
so it was a good series though.
It was. It started off. I was like, "Wow, this could go down as like one of the best series ever," and then it really tapered off, and I was like, "Ah, man, yeah." I was hoping it would go 7, and last two games were blowouts.
Yeah, it was weird. The Oilers actually felt like they took a step back somehow. But yeah, their goaltending sucks. I'm just gonna put it out there.
And they started to get chipped down, beat down a little bit as the series goes on. That team
they had no heart in 6. They looked beaten from the puck drop in 6. It was not a good game.
Yeah,
I don't remember if it was game 3 or game 4. What was the one where they were getting blown out and then Edmonton started taking all the crazy penalties towards the end, like send a message.
I think that was game 3.
Then they came out the next game and fucking went down like 6-0 immediately. I was like, well, fucking great message, boys.
Yeah. They try to get physical with them.
Elliot, what do you think of Seth Jones in that series?
I think he tried his all, and I think that if he had just put in another 30% and just tried to keep everything cohesive, that everyone could have coalesced around him. And
it's about the fundamentals. It's about the fundamentals.
Yep. And if you forget where you came from, you don't know where you're going. And if you don't know where you're going, where's your team going to be?
At the end of the day, it's a team game. You lose.
Are you for or against the handshake lines for the players?
Why wouldn't you have a handshake line?
Very political answer.
Wow.
Well, like why not? Isn't that the whole cornerstone of sportsmanship? Like, what's the idea here behind that? Like, if you lose and you lose for merit, you should still sit there and go to the team and shake their hands, look in the eye, like, all right, you guys did what you needed. Like,
yeah,
I feel like that's I don't know why that would be a controversy. They beat you. You should know why they beat you, and you should go back into whatever.
Do they tell you that why they beat you during the handshake?
Honestly, maybe.
What do you think about adding "why I beat you" to the?
That might be spicy. Boys. I don't know. I mean, like, listen, they changed all these rules time. Like, maybe that's how it does. Is that like, oh wait, it shouldn't be the players. I'll amend that. It should be the coaches that at the last handshake. No, they look at each other and they say, "This is why you lost." That's it. Like this, like the captain, like not captains, but like the leaders are like, "This is why we defeated you." And then they go into combat.
AI-generated video show.
Clearly, they go into combat. One-on-one combat.
What did you think of Coach Knobloch's decision to bench Skinner and put Picard in? You think that was the right move?
You can't be talking. You want me to answer that?
Elliot, answer the question, dude. Yeah, this is your.
Repeat it one more time.
So what did you think about Coach Knobloch's decision to bench Skinner and put Picard in instead?
Well, I think it was a risky move. I think that maybe there was a lot of emotions behind it, but in the moment, he was making a decision that he felt was right for the team, and I think that I support him for everything that he did.
You know what's fascinating about? I think the fucking fascinating thing is, it's pretty amazing how everyone answering a question. Like I know now with certainty that every PR press conference that's happening after a hockey is bullshit. People bullshitting because you bullshit your way through the answer. You had perfect hockey press conference cadence.
It sounded like you just finished the game.
Yeah,
it's
always the same.
What a coach would sound like who has coached the game for 2 decades.
Yeah. All right, Pat, give me a thwomp.
All right.
Just a quick note for our audience. We bombed Iran tonight. Pat, give me another thwomp.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, give me 5 booms.
Wait, did we?
Okay, moving on. We're gonna go to Diamond.
How do you cut split? Did we actually?
Did we actually bomb Iran?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Shit. We
do you want me to
bunker busters?
We're at war.
We actually dropped the things that what happens to the 2? Okay, fine. That's.
Do you want me to?
I wasn't.
Do you want me to put a thwomp for each bomb?
Yeah, might as well.
3 bombs.
You might as well thwomp for those who can't thwomp anymore because they've been busted.
They've been bunkered.
Got them.
All right, well done. That's 3 poured out for our compatriots in Iran today. This probably won't age well, but let's move on to Diamond Dan Band Chat. We had a big show.
Yes.
Last weekend. That lasted
very sad. I missed
40 minutes.
Oh,
and rained out for 2 hours. It was brutal. one of the worst nights of our lives altogether. We came this close to just losing $10,000 worth of equipment due to rain, but we managed to get out of there. But I think we have a pretty good idea of what next show is going to look like if it doesn't rain too much.
Wait, is the set list on the?
I've got the set list. If you guys go into the sheet, which I see Chris is in right now, and the sheet, I'll
Is
link
that
it in there.
is that stickied?
No, I'm just gonna put it in the podcast again.
It's in tab
Thank
3,
you.
episode 3 tab.
Game talk. No, let me do my
Yeah, I don't follow.
So that's the new guy. It's gonna be in episode 3. Scroll
Thank you,
on
sir.
down, and you'll see the set list. Now, I think this is gonna be much more brutal than you guys think. Actually, going through the set, like
Oh
trying to
God.
create a good one. What do you think, Pat?
I mean, we can. Why don't we just start with part 1, and then see if we can move to set part 2.
May I ask how far you got? Like, how far did you get through the set list during the rainstorm?
We got through set 1.
We got through
the
set
whole
1.
set. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's about an hour.
I do think it was a good call to sit into the Mystic for a little bit. I thought it was too early in the set to drop that bomb.
Yeah, we should move it then.
Dude,
should move it permanently.
That was. I guess the question is, what feedback is helpful here?
I think we were talking about order. Is that what it was?
Yeah, what will be fun is for you guys to reorder this, and you have to keep in mind that we have 2.5 singers because Chris does like a few songs.
Sure,
Chris Greek. But it's like we have to sort of alternate between Pat and Ryan. Not always perfectly. You'll see Pat does a run at the bottom of set 1, but we generally like to alternate them because is Ryan gonna listen to this, Pat?
I doubt it. He doesn't know it exists, so
he could one day.
Yeah, we generally like.
Well, I'm gonna check out episode 3 for a reason.
Well, don't tell him to do that. But we feel like we'll lose a lot of audience if we let Ryan go on a longer run.
it's mostly song choice. I think like Ryan's biggest issue, and I've like tried talking to him about it quite a bit, but it hasn't really seemed to make any difference. Like he'll say things like, "I sound just like that guy," and it's like, we don't want you to. we don't want to hear what your impression of what the guy from Jimmy Eat World sounds like. Okay, like,
shit.
Just like fucking sing normally, and then just do that on songs, and it'll be like,
dude,
oh,
it's like vegetarian food, right? Like, don't be meat. Don't try and be meat.
Right.
Just be
Knock
your
it
best
off.
vegetarian.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
it's
that's good.
There's like, I mean, there's like subtle nuances
fucking
if
salad,
you want to do it.
Yeah.
If there's like subtle nuances if you want to throw them in there, like that's fine. But like it sounds like he's trying to like karaoke every band that he does, and it's like, I wish he would not do that, because it doesn't sound as good as you think it does, and like people are very aware of what you're trying to do, and it doesn't sound good. I mean, it's
Yeah,
not
I'm catching up on the fact.
every song, but
I'm just catching up that we bombed Iran. Give me a second here.
Wait, no. Okay, I'm
a
gonna
lot of
pivot
thoughts
from
on
Iran.
here.
I'm gonna pivot. I want to answer that question. So, how do you sit there, right? And you guys are all playing, and you're all trying to do that thing. When someone's being music,
all playing, not role
all playing music. Okay. No, all playing music. How do you sit there and turn to a bandmate and be like, "You just did trash"?
Oh, you don't, man. You don't.
Yeah.
How though?
We're not that kind of band.
No. Okay. Perhaps not you guys specifically, but in a perfect world, if you had to say to a bandmate that, listen, you're great in XYZ, but you gotta stop X. Like, you gotta stop doing this thing. Like, how do you approach?
It sort of depends on, like, it's like you need like a session 0 for a band, like using the parlance of RPG talk. You need to like establish the parameters, because if our goal as a band was to gain an audience, to become a commercial enterprise that earns cash, then you could more earnestly say to someone, I'm giving you feedback because I think this will increase our audience engagement and therefore the money
against our goals.
Yes, but our goal is ostensibly have a good time. And when that's the case, you can't go to someone and be like, yo, get better, bro.
Yeah.
Because I'm not having a good time with you, because you
what if it's interfering with your good time? But what So I agree. Like, I think there needs to be a certain sensitivity of like not being a dick. But however, what if that person is bringing the group down?
Yeah.
There's
It still falls in the same thing because it's like we're here for we're supposed to be here for fun and like this is an out for I don't know mostly Ryan, I guess. Like Chris does this for a job. I'm out here having fun and just doing it, but like I still like I'm my harshest critic and I still want it to sound as good as possible. But like there are definitely people like my dad and fucking Sal who are like, I mean, if it sounds good, great, but like we're just here to have a good time. And it's hard to be like, hey, could you take this more fucking seriously when like it's not like Jesse said, it's not like we didn't have that session 0 where we decided that this was something that needed to be taken as seriously as possible. Like I have no doubt that my dad wants it to sound good, but like if he has a couple of fucking drinks while we're playing, like that is out the window, and it just kind of is
Is
what
there a
it
way
is
though?
at
Is
that
there a way
Oh
to
my God.
recalibrate? No. Like, all right. So session 0
We're
aside.
not drinking.
Yeah, when I'm not drinking, but like he turns out to be awesome when he's drinking. But like when
cool, but no.
is there a way
Yeah,
to
no.
recalibrate? Is it like so okay, session 0 doesn't happen, but you get through and listen, I've been coming to me, Ray and friend, like, we come, we have a great time. The crowd loves you guys. I mean, I think you guys are and I think I've said this, from the audience perspective, you guys are fucking badass. However, if you guys have that stuff behind the scenes, we don't see it. That I mean, in a positive way, we don't see it as the audience. We don't. You guys, regardless of what's happening, VH1 behind the scene, we don't see it. You guys all seem when you're doing the craft like you're fucking having a good time, and that to me is great. Like that's why we go and see certain bands play at a bar or whatever. And I think that matters. I don't know if granted you guys are behind the mic, behind the monitor.
Yeah, I've had this thought a lot because you know me, I'm a crazy person. I like the things I do, I like to do them well. If I don't feel like if I feel like we're executing below our like capability, I get frustrated. But I've had to like talk myself off of a dozen ledges because like we are there to have fun. We're there not to have like to do like to do well. I mean, that's the wrong way to put it. But like, if we wanted to build an audience and like make money, I would be harping on Ryan and even a little bit to Pat. And I think Pat knows this. Like, we should be working the audience more. We should be like engaging them more,
Yeah.
and we should be like
And
doing frontman shit.
we also like we have an established rapport where like Jesse could literally be like, yo, you're fucking up, or like this sounds like shit, or you need to do this better, and like I wouldn't be offended. I'd be like, oh, okay. Like I would just say I would take it as the constructive criticism that it is like, and it doesn't, and on it, it doesn't matter like how fucking nicely or fucking mean he like lays it out. Like I know where it's coming from, so like I wouldn't be offended with that. Like telling Ryan like that sounds like shit is like he's gonna like go home and like fucking think about that, and then I'm gonna get it like a fucking an 8 paragraph text message at 3 in the morning. Like, fucking, why is Jesse being so mean? Like that.
I
But are
know,
you
like,
saying it that way? I mean, with all due respect, are you saying it
so
to that guy?
we have told Ryan we've danced around the edges of like criticism, and he'll be like, no, like he's like, I
Yeah,
don't agree with that. Like
yeah.
he will like push back on it. So like it's it's and then I become the bad guy. And like I think there was a period probably 6 or 8 months ago where I was like a little more Nazi-ish in being like, we should get better. We should get like an established set list. We need like song transitions. We can't have like 5 minutes between songs. That's when
You
you
chose
lose.
that word to describe yourself. It's
And
a
I know
strong word.
I caught that too.
Nazi? We can still say
Yeah.
Nazi.
Oh, you can in
I
2025. That's all right. Cool.
Just
I mean, I'm
hit
not
the
like
beat button.
Oh, you can say. Yeah, I guess you weren't saying.
I
Yeah,
wasn't.
yeah. I get it.
I was like being like regimented. I was like,
Nazi adjacent.
well, I was like being very strict. I was like being like I was taking the fun out of it. I think a little bit. I would come in and be like, we need to play these songs a lot more than we do, and we need to like play through the whole set list as if we are in front of an audience. We need to get good at that. and we need to transition. We need to do dress rehearsals. Like we need to do dress rehearsals because we like get
Who
there.
makes that call? Actually, I've always been curious, like because
The head
how
of a
many are there?
band, like a band leader.
Five of you? There's 5 of you.
Yeah, you need like a band leader, that kind of thing. Who's like, if
So
you're gonna be in
who
my
is
band, you're gonna do this.
right? Who is your leader?
We don't
I'm in Dan,
really
right?
have one because we're all just kind of there to fuck around and
Yeah.
have fun and hope it sounds good. Like that's the
Oh,
general
okay.
vibe.
Yeah.
Well, lightning round. I mean, so you want some set feedback? Because I have thoughts.
Sure.
Let's do some quick thoughts. I don't want to sit on it too long because we got plenty to talk about. But yeah, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts are like Pat, you fucking nailed it. I thought Into the Mystic, like easily one of Van Morris's best songs, but I think it's so early and it's not his. Like Brown Eyed Girl would probably be the most like get up and go thing,
Yeah.
of his. So like Into the Mystic, I think dropping it, you read my mind. Drop that a little bit because that's going to be. It's a fantastic song, but it's actually doesn't build momentum that early. And I think Breakfast at Tiffany's is a little like early out of the gate, man. You guys got some fucking bangers on here. Like get the crowd going. You got fucking let's see here. American Girl. I think Breeze is a fantastic opening song. Bending the Jets I think would be pretty solid because it's like it slows it down a little bit so you can give the crowd a breather, but it's still quirky and fun. And if you like
The reason
want
we
folks,
start the second set with that is because it allows like people like don't. It's like it happens slowly. It builds up.
yeah, it's like the welcome back song
Yeah.
and like gives people time to finish getting their drinks and stuff and
Yeah.
get back for it. Yeah, I think that's a great call. But I think like honestly, the only thoughts I had were like your choice of where to put a slow song and like building momentum with some like more of the certified bops. What was the one here? So you have I Saw Her Standing There, right? Like Ryan does that one.
Yeah.
I think that's a great fucking bop
It is.
to put in early. Like it's I would probably go. I think Breeze is a fantastic opener. Breakfast at Tipsy is fine, but like I think you could drop that a little bit. If you want to put
I
like a
think we
We're
could drop
Fun
it all
song,
together,
I think
but
Stacy's
that's
Mom is a really fun early, like get the crowd going anthem. I'd go Breeze. I Saw Her Standing There, and then Stacy's Mom will inject the comedy and like kind of like we're self-aware into the crowd. But it's not like super fast still, so people get a little bit of breather because it's a little less BPM.
Well, I can
And then
tell
you
you
hit a
that
slow song.
I can tell you that I Saw Her Standing There won't go that early because Ryan says it kills his voice, and I want to be like,
Oh,
well, you don't have to sing it, but you know, it is what it is.
What did we
well, he should
play
do it. He
last?
should do it early then, right? If
I
it kills his
I don't
voice.
know.
What is that? We played that Leonard Skinner song, Pat. That song we just like improvised last night. It was such a stark contrast
Uh,
between you and him. It's the slow Leonard Skinner song that you hear at
give me
every
three
wedding.
steps. That one.
No. We don't
Oh,
actually know
Simple Man.
Simple Man.
Oh, that's a
Dude, we did
anthem.
that.
That is a
We,
very good song.
we just started playing that. Like I don't know how it came up, and like Ryan was like doing it for the first bit, and I was like, okay. And then like Pat like took over, and it was so fucking like Pat. If I didn't know, like I don't want to compliment you, Pat. Let me be straight up. I don't want to
Yeah,
compliment,
fuck Pat. Like he doesn't deserve
Fucking
anything.
bad, dude.
but you truly have like it. Like like Alicia doesn't like the band. She doesn't want me in the band, right? But she's like, you should be there because Pat like needs you. Like he needs a fucking bassist because he
true.
could you can sing. So that's just a
Thanks, man.
little Pat's ass smokery session.
Pat
I
can
appreciate
sing.
that.
Wow.
Thanks.
Hey, wait.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, but also, question: why does set 2 seem much better than set 1?
Oh, that's funny.
Why am I
'cause we
not
think
seeing
one-
the set list?
Because it's in the
It's
channel.
only
that I
shared it.
linked
it's
twice.
in the Discord. Like, and also I know you guys play for the audience that you're playing, but when I look at 2, I feel like it's a blend of multiple generations as
100%.
opposed to one. I'm not saying that they're not good song. I mean, that could be just me. I don't know a lot of them, but 2, I know a bunch of the old ones. I fucking hate them, but there's a bunch of the ones that I also know are bangers from that time, but you have a more, I'm not going to call it cohesive, but it seems like you're hitting.
Yeah, it
You
is like an
could
older
play.
set at the beginning.
You could play 2 safely in most places where I feel like 1 is set for a specific old man bar. with
that's a
all
good
due
point.
respect.
Good point.
Like two, I feel like you get that middle ground between people in their late 20s who know the old classics, the people in their 30s, 40s and 50s. That like you get that gap. Like set 2, if you just didn't play set 1 at all and I just showed up and you guys were doing set 2, I'm like, fucking A. I don't know everything. I don't like everything, but
Pat, we
I'm
should
gonna
do that.
I'm
We
gonna
should
go get a
play.
beer. You know, I'm gonna go
Yeah.
get a beer in between the things I don't care about.
We should play the second set first next show.
Know what song would get the crowd our age going? Scotty doesn't know.
Yeah,
I think we've talked about it. Actually.
Yes.
That song would fire me right up.
Yes.
100. Yeah, that's in the Stacy's mom camp, right? Of like
Yes.
a comedic.
I mean,
2000s-ish
it kind of
anthem.
shits on Stacy's mom.
It does,
ironically, because it's a song from a movie, which is a good conversation to have. What's the best song from a movie, original movie? So anyway, but yeah, that would fire me right the fuck up.
When I see your set list, I'm like,
line them up, bartender. I need 5. That's right. That's what I would say right away.
poured, gentlemen.
I've tossed around the idea. So, like, Chris, give me 1 second. I've tossed around the idea of like doing like a karaoke, being like, I want someone to come from the audience sing this song. Like, we will do the background music, and then like you can sing the song. So like Scotty doesn't know, it'd be fun to like bring somebody up. Like,
if they know
but,
all
like,
the words, though.
if they know the word,
Yeah.
yeah, like it
It's
takes.
a tough one.
Go ahead, Chris. I'm sorry.
so I think like your set list is super cohesive. Honestly, the one that I was like, I would drop this entirely, which hurts my soul because I'm a huge Frampton fan, is drop Do You Feel Like We Do.
Yeah, we can't do
I
it.
don't know if you play all 13 minutes of it.
We do.
Jesus fuck. Because like that one is a jam band and you scream rock anthem, staples, fun, strong vocal versatility. Like that song has none of that.
This is the problem. Like Pat's dad will like struggle through Stacy's mom, which is like total of 10 notes.
Yeah.
But he
but he can go off on Frampton.
On Wednesday, like June 1st, not this June, like last June, we were like, we should do like a Frampton song. And like Wednesday on June 8th, he like had the whole solo, including the voice box thing.
Yeah.
Like,
that's so cool. All right. You got to keep. Yeah. I just had to throw it out there. That was the one that stuck out to me. I'm like, that's more like jam bandy classic rock 13-minute anthem.
He does the entire solo. He has the talk box like through the little fucking tube in his mouth and everything. It's fucking incredible.
Oh, that's that song.
That's pretty cool.
Everyone loves it.
Cool.
Yeah. Everyone. The crowd goes nuts for that, guys. Like that's insane.
When it starts, when the whole fucking soloing starts, and then they see that he actually has the fucking talk box. Like anyone that knows anything about music is so fucking amped for it
That's awesome.
that like we can't cut it out. Like Kim has brought it up multiple times. She's like, it drags on forever and blah blah blah. And I was like, and everyone's locked in. Everyone's locked in the whole time. It's fucking crazy.
We've been like, Dan, can you do like an abridged version? He's like, I can't.
Yeah, nope.
But you have it in a good position. Like at that point in time, like at the end is when you do it. You don't do it in the middle. Like, you know, like that's the time to do it.
You can't then play another song after that.
No.
Okay.
That goes into a 15-minute break.
So then the other ones that I think that you could throw in potentially that I think would be in your wheelhouse that could be fun anthemic type rock songs would probably be like, you guys have no Hall & Oates on there. I don't know if you have any Hall & Oates, like You Make My Dream something.
Used to play a Hall & Oates song. What was that song we played? Pat?
You played a Hall & Oates song?
Yeah, man.
I don't think so.
No, maybe it was that other duo.
Or you could do I Want You to Want Me with Cheap Trick. I feel like that would be in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, I thought that would be good too.
Sweet Caroline is another like guaranteed fucking crowd's gonna go nuts.
Sarah Smile.
Right?
Sarah Smile. We did Sarah Smile.
Yeah.
Why can't that
Sarah
song
Smile,
die?
which
Why
is
can't
a
that
Hall &
song
Oates
die?
song.
Sweet Caroline? All right, then don't do it.
No. We didn't. So we did Sarah Smile, which is a Hall & Oates song. We haven't done it.
Oh,
time.
Nice. I just think Hall & Oates has some like pop, like that would be in the wheelhouse there. And then like Your Love by the Outfield or some like Summer of '69 by Bryan Adams. Those types of things might fly with Dan and be like Your Love for sure is like a big old anthem. But those are my thoughts. I thought the one that stood out as like this one's odd is Peter Frampton, and I'm not saying it was bad. It was just like your set list is like snappy bangers and like a smorgasbord of pop culture, and then Frampton is also pop culture, but a 13-minute jam band rendition of pop culture. But I get the backstory now, so that makes total sense.
Yeah. very painful for me. We recently cut that Aerosmith song we do, "Sweet Emotion."
Ooh,
and
that's a good one.
It's because it starts off with a very selfishly a bass. The bass solo starts off,
I love that song for 2 minutes, and
then it
then
just keeps going for like
it
5.5
just keeps
minutes.
going.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
got the.
I
Do you
mean,
feel like we do timing?
it kind of gets a bit repetitive a little
Sweet
bit.
Emotion.
All right, give me a thwomp, Pat.
Let's get Jeff back. All he made was gurgling noises that one to after Pat was getting
Yeah, well,
complimented.
I know my place.
This is a real Andy moment. Andy, I want you to talk to me about your fantasies of home invasions.
I don't think I have a fantasy about it, but like I just consider myself prepared.
Okay, so it's 3 a.m. Night is dark.
Brendan Anderson is breaking into your house.
A little rain outside.
Zero worries then.
Okay, you hear a thump. You hear a thump outside. What's your alarm level go to out of 10?
I guess I'm at a fucking 10. It could be a raccoon, but like
yeah.
I'm so on edge at night. Like everything wakes me up. So I'm gonna wake up. Probably my first thing to do is have a tactical flashlight. I grab my tactical flashlight and I investigate.
So explain what makes a flashlight tactical versus non-tactical.
It's just got this one particularly just has a jagged front edge. So like if you have to strike somebody with it, it'll put a hole in their skull.
Oh my god! Wow, I thought you meant like a button at the back versus on the top.
No. They're pretty standard now. Like they have jagged front edges. So like if you need to attack somebody with it, it'll literally just put a hole in their skull.
There are standard flashlights that double as
serrated
zombie apocalypse.
Not quite serrated. They're jagged. Like jagged is the best way to.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, it's like big teeth on.
Yes.
What the fuck?
They'll fuck you up.
Oh man, you don't want that. Give me a wow.
What? So here's. Does anyone have a? Anyone have a wow for this man? Go
ahead.
Is a tactical flashlight just a target though?
Is it a target?
Like if I see a flashlight, if I'm armed and I see a flash, like I always go through this where I'm like, I actually want to operate in the dark like a specter, and I want to drop from the ceiling. If I can get height and I can be in the dark, I feel like I have the advantage.
The target. He doesn't want to be.
Yeah, like a flashlight makes you a target, right? Like I feel like that's the one thing I would shoot at in the dark.
That's a fair point. I was taught at one point, and Jesse and Pat, if you guys can chime in, if you're using a pistol, you can hold the flashlight way away from your body and point the gun straight ahead of you, because people will shoot at a flashlight. Like it'll be like your initial response if you have a gun.
So you can peek it around the corner?
Not even. Like you hold it like your arm straight out to your right or your left, whatever hand you're using to hold your gun, and point your gun straight out in front of you. So you have your arm straight out, like.
So like you see me on screen right now, like that.
Hold your right arm out opposite direction.
Umbrella.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh,
you could do it. You could do it the other. Yeah, you could do it the other way too. Have the gun supported across your forearm.
Yeah, because you
over that like that. You can do that as well.
Okay.
That's more stable, but like you could do that. But also, if I'm blasting you in the eyes with fucking 5 million lumens, you're gonna have a rough go at shooting me.
Yeah, I had a flash like a Dicky Arrow. Remember he had like that super lumen light in his car?
Yeah, like fucking. Oh yeah, the yellow like fucking tactical Jurassic Park lighted up fucking lamp.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're just not gonna see anything.
All right, but I want to paint a picture here. Are you in your underwear? Are you in a Tom Swag shirt? Are you?
What do you sleep in?
What are you wearing, baby?
T-shirt and sweatpants. What do you sleep in? I keep level 3A body armor right near my bed, which can stop a 308 round. So
wait, you're not kidding about that? Just to be clear,
I'm dead serious.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, I have my level 3A body armor.
Where do you get that? Wait,
is that a drink? Is that
you
one of the sports drinks?
I mean, but we know you. We know you. You got a guy?
We can't get it because if we had it, we would be attacking the police.
Yeah, you can't get it. You have to be law enforcement or military to have it. That's any body armor.
What can we get? Can I get 2A?
Nah, no, you can't get anything. And 2A
Okay.
pretty much all stuff. I don't even know 2A level. It's really 1, 2, 3, 4, 3A, 4. Anyway,
Can you go through your rank? Can you rank your body armor?
4 is
stack
technically
rank?
the 4 is like technically the best, but it's ceramic, so it gets hit, it shatters. 3A is steel. It can stop the same round, but doesn't shatter. It's a lot heavier.
I
So
used to wear ceramic
Oh
plates.
shit!
yeah, the
Which one
ceramic's
has-
nice in the sense it's lighter, but it stops. But like it could take only take 3 to 5 rounds before it just can't take anything. With steel, you could just shoot for days and it'll be fine.
Which
Damn,
one
that's
has
why
like the abs carved out so you look like Batman?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Can't
I
hit
also got
stop a
bulge.
knife?
and you can't stab through steel.
Says you.
Okay. So you're in your body armor. You strap it on.
Yeah, I'm not.
Well, actually,
I'm not.
no.
I'm
I
not,
want to like walk through your threshold of like alarmingness.
No,
So like
so
a
the only
thud.
thing I'm gonna do is grab my pistol and my flashlight. That's
Okay,
it.
your garbage can
You
like
have to be
falls
fast.
outside.
Oh no, for that no, it's probably nothing. I'm just gonna look at my
Okay.
ring camera. If I hear a door open or glass shatter, then I'm probably I'll probably still just grab my pistol and flashlight and just direct a threat. I'm going right to my target.
Okay.
You have
Are
your on
you-
duty?
No, I have my off duty pistol. My on duty stays at work. My off duty, Smith & Wesson 8-round mag on one in the chamber, and then I have like my little revolver. I have my AR. I have a 22 as well at my house, but the pistol is probably just the best thing. Quick.
Okay, without going into the layout of your home, because I don't want to give the enemies, I don't want to give Red Team any intel right
Yeah.
What's the easiest way to break in?
here. what level of like priority are you putting on like getting between the intruder and like your bedroom, your kid's bedroom? Like where are you putting your body to like
Well,
post up?
all of our rooms are right in the same area, so I'm in the line immediately. So there's no way to get through them without going through me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, you hear a door jiggling or even a window crashing. Are you like calling out? Are you hailing?
No. You're dead. They're dead.
All right, everyone note.
No, but I think
Andy's house.
I think that's fair, right? Isn't that what they say
No,
though?
sir.
Like, listen, you're breaking into my house. I don't know what you have.
I
I'm
noticed your
like,
driveway needed to be repaved.
I'm assuming you're coming to kill me and rape my family. So
Yeah.
I
That's your assumption?
Yeah, I mean, someone's not coming to
Your
your house
assumption.
to like, give me money or breaking into my house for anything good.
Well, now
If you
they're
kill
not.
him, if you kill him, you'll never know.
Not anymore.
What
He's
if he has
like,
like,
"Sir, you
he's got
won
like the
sweepstakes."
the publisher's clearinghouse check?
It's really big.
This was a
Just send me an email,
make-a-wish
bud.
for a make-a-wish request for a ride along.
I heard Chelsea wanted a horse.
I mean, what is your visceral
is-
reaction?
Yeah, I literally, I'm fucking crazy enough. Like I have put things outside of my door so I could, if it opens, something would get knocked over. I do that at hotels and shit.
I love
I've done that at hotels and shit where I'll like stack stuff up. Like I just sleep better. Yeah, I'm a big proponent of like I said, I have I don't have firearms because my anxiety gets the best of me that I know someone wrong would die if I had one. But I'm a big proponent of I have a katana that is like it has a bamboo sheath. So it's like, it's like a sock bat principle, if you all know sock bats. So they grab the sheet, like I can hit it like a bat. It's a hard wooden object that I can like use like a bat. And if they grab it, boom, now the katana's out. Now we're ready to dance. And you have the butt end you got the sheath, but I got the goods.
Yeah.
What you don't want to bring a katana to a gunfight though,
Well, so my advantage and the way I fantasize about it is someone's coming into my bedroom. It's already close quarters, and like close quarters, it's pretty much going to be 50-50 anyway. I'm not going to get a gun out in time anyway. Like my condo's pretty small, so like it's all tight hallways and stuff too. So like if they bring a shotgun in, like God, it's fucking like whatever. It's a coin flip at that point anyway. Even if I have a gun. So I'm going to be rushing, they're going to be 5 feet away from me as soon as they enter the room, and we're just
You
going to
gotta go
dance.
down. You just gotta go down swinging. Like,
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
You don't get taken hostage in that situation.
Yeah,
It's someone.
it's just gotta
someone's
be
not
like
leaving.
you and the bad guy gotta go down as long as the family's okay. It's gotta be ready to.
Yes.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
And
That's
you
the
can take
that's
like
the biggest
adrenaline's a
thing.
hell of a drug, right? You could take. I've seen people like they take a bunch of shots and they keep walking for like
Yeah.
a good 5-6 seconds
Yeah,
after, right? You
yeah,
could do some work
yeah.
with that.
Yep.
My thing is
Absolutely.
like I can't have a weapon like at the ready that quick. Like I have a rifle in my house, but like the rounds are in a different place because like God forbid one of the kids like stumbles on one of those things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like
I do the same thing. I don't
they're-
have my rifle loaded.
yeah, they're
Or
way apart from each other. But like I wouldn't be able to like get to that, like load it up. Like now I have a bolt action rifle like that. I'm at a
Yeah.
disadvantage. Like it'd be more like the best move I
Hail
probably
traveler
have.
as you're loading a musket.
Yeah.
Under foe, identify.
The best move I have, I've thought about it, is like just like load it up and like if I know someone's in my house, like malignantly, like shoot around like into the ceiling, letting them know like I have a gun, like you can leave the house now, sort of a thing.
Like deterrent.
Yeah, like just fire a round out like into the ground or something like that. I don't know. Because it would like shake the neighborhood. That gun is so loud. But like yeah, like the close quarters thing. I'd rather have like a short sword and like run them
100%, right?
through.
Like, and you got. I mean, Jesse, you're military. You're jet. Like, is that wrong? Like, I feel like close quarters, a gun actually could be.
A pistol is the
Not.
perfect thing. You want to be able like, but I can't
It
get a
is
pistol.
okay.
I don't have a hand. I don't have a. I
Wait,
don't want to go
why?
through all those. Well, you need like a
No,
pistol.
no.
It's
But
gotta
I
be
thought you
compact,
guys. I
right? Yeah.
thought as military, you guys had a
I was
little
in the
bit.
military 20 years ago. Like,
But okay, but still, I thought that you guys had an easier way, a pathway to
probably not
get it.
anymore. Like,
Oh,
I think
like,
you
we
could.
saw
I
that
think you
January
could.
6th thing. You can't get a gun anymore.
Jesse's still got his
all
mortars.
right,
He
fair
has his
enough.
mortars in a gun safe.
I
right?
just assumed. I just assumed false assumption. I just thought that
You
like
might be right, but I don't want a pistol because like I feel like pistols are actually more dangerous than like Jepsen lives. I'm sorry, Andy lives and breathes his gun safety. Does it on a daily basis. I would like. I'm like a dilettante. Like I would not.
Same.
So like I feel like the risk is much greater than the actual threat.
100%. And like, yeah, that's my take too. Where I'm like, I don't trust myself to be responsible enough as a gun owner to go through what you should go through to be a responsible gun owner.
yeah.
True. I will say
tell
it's
that
very
to
simple to be
tell that to my
responsible
wife.
gun owner.
I mean,
What's
your
that?
wife's got like a chaos factor about her, where she's like,
It's she is much more violent than I ever imagined from when. Yeah, no, she is the more proponent. Like I assumed that if something, I have really no egress out of my house. Like, so let's assume that where the nursery is going to be, where we are, like, there is no fantasy of it. It's like I have to pop her out or whatever it's going to be out the window and I'm going to pass away. Like, I have no illusion that I'm going to be able to take down any individual.
it's a good way to die.
However,
a
my
good death.
lovely wife has a totally different idea of that.
Elliot preps a monologue for his death.
And she, when she tells me her plans and she looks me in the eye and what she wants to do, I would not want to confront her. And it's not for hubris. I believe her. If I put a shotgun that she could handle with all, something that she could actually hold without, knocking herself over,
That's pink.
she would take a life faster than me. 100%, hands down. She would take a life faster than me, probably because it's just a UPS guy. Like I don't want it in my house. Yeah, I don't know what it is, and like I said, the invasion part is a big scary thing. Not having anything. I tried firing. I fired a pistol. I almost broke my eye socket trying to fire a rifle. I'm not a gun guy. Nope. Not
What do
at
you guys
all.
think about the idea of a good death? Because I've mentioned this to Alicia a number of times, and she's like, "What? Like a good death?" I'm like, "Yeah, there's like some."
You talking like 300?
Defending someone. A good death.
Yeah,
A good death is defending your loved one. That
Yeah.
to me is a good death.
Pat,
Yeah.
Pat, let me bring you in on this. Pat, what's a good death for you?
In my sleep.
That's the right answer. That's the best fucking answer.
Well, that's like the
Right.
desirable death. But
Right,
like
I won't even know it's coming.
I don't
That's
want to
not
die in
the
my sleep.
question. I
I
think
want to die flipping my vet over Snake Canyon. Like
You you that's how you want to go.
Being crushed
Where
by
where's
thick
Snake
thighs.
Canyon?
Like
Where's Snake
what's
Canyon,
the
Jesse?
what's
Where is
near
that?
Rattlesnake Turn or
what's
Cove.
the
I don't know.
criteria?
Snake Canyon adjacent to Rattlesnake Cove and
Yeah.
Turn.
You have to
Yeah.
go down. You have to go down Devil's Backbone, and then
Yeah,
you cross
Devil's
over.
Backbone. It's on
Right.
like an initial
Dead Man's
D.
Curve.
Yeah.
Dead Man's Curve into Rattlesnake Curve into
Yeah.
Rattlesnake
Wait, can
Canyon.
we all
Oh, sorry,
agree that there
Rattlesnake.
needs to be a thunderstorm? Lightning. At the very least, lightning. Because I feel like lightning should be part of anyone's death sequence. Right? I mean,
Are we
like
talking
rain,
like
lightning.
I mean, to bring it to to ground it back to reality. Yes, but like for an epic death, that's an epic death. But I mean, a good
Fair
death.
enough.
A good death is like I gotta like. No, that's bad. That's not good. Like, yeah, it's like dying in service of something greater. It's dying
Like
in service of something greater than yourself.
you
believe
killed
that.
your foe and your family's fleeing to safety, and you're like, I see
Yeah.
that.
Mission
Yeah.
accomplished. Yeah.
Since
That's
the dawn
I
of
think that's an
time.
honorable death.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a good death,
It's
but
like
it's
a
an honorable
hero's
death.
death.
Well, that's
Yeah.
define. I mean, at the same time, define what good is. I mean, like how he just said, like you're defending your kin.
Selfless. Yeah.
Honorable aside, though.
Okay, what about this? Like, what this? You're driving down the road. You're going past like Snake Ridge, and there's like there's a group of people on the road, like crossing the road, and your option is to run them down or like drive your car off Snake Ridge to like.
Oh, they
almost
can go
certain
fuck
death.
themselves. They're done. Bye.
How deep you want to get here?
Yeah.
Well, we're
Because
on a
I got
podcast.
thoughts on that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
got
Do it.
thoughts on that. So my thoughts are in that scenario where dying selflessly is the good death. I actually think trying to flee with your family is the better death.
Then you're not
Because
dying, you're fleeing.
Not an option.
but if you get so why is that an option?
Because
Okay, well,
that's
walk
not
Because
the
like I would
question.
try to survive. I would try to survive. Like I
And
would try to survive with my family. And like I
Right.
was talking
But
about
take
this
it to the
with
death
Mac.
aspect.
All right,
Like we're
Muscle,
talking
how
about
about this one?
passing away.
You're getting run down by a grizzly bear, and you have to stop and fight the bear so the family can run to safety.
not your
Why do I
family.
have
Not
to?
your family. Not your family.
Why do
not
I
my
have
family?
to?
Because that's the thought experiment we're doing right now. So you have to pass away. Like the idea is you have to
I have
pass
to
away.
die?
Elliot
Yes,
doesn't say
well,
the word
that's-
die. You guys ever realize he doesn't say the word die? It's always passed away. In game, I passed away. I love it though. Like I wouldn't
I've
change
never
a thing
noticed
about
that.
it.
Are you
He's
talking about
never-
me?
Yeah, you never use the word die. Like anytime
do. Yeah,
somebody
you're right.
dies, you always use the term pass away, which I think is hilarious.
Justin's right.
Really?
That's like
yes,
their slogan.
I know. Yes, pass away.
That's not
It's
even
always
on
pass.
purpose.
He passed
I
away.
know
Yeah,
it's
you do
not.
say I passed away, and that
You
goes
will
back
say
to
in
like
game, I was like you. Something will attack you. I passed away, guys. I'm like,
Casadar has
rest
died.
in peace.
I passed
Yes.
away.
Yeah, I'm
Rest in
gonna
peace,
fucking reflect on that shit. That's weird. I've been doing
yeah,
that's
since
been
high
like
school.
5 years
I've
since
known.
HOTS have been for me.
I've
Wow.
noticed it a
Yeah,
long
he
time
passed
ago.
away.
Okay, but
I
I
mean,
definitely made a comment.
Yeah.
zeroing in.
aside
you
from
have
that.
two options.
Yeah,
The
two
bear.
options.
Oh, like I guess it's this. I guess this the uncertainty.
There's
is part
always
of it.
another option.
I
There's always
get
another
that in
option.
real life. I get that in real life. Like you can
This
ring a
is a
doorbell.
hypothetical scenario.
Wait,
scare
but
a
you're in
dog.
Cali. What about a wildfire? Something that's not an actual human enemy. Something that's
Oh yeah,
an
well,
environmental.
I'm fighting
Let's
the
make it
wildfire,
more
I choose to
environmental.
roll initiative, bitch. Let's fucking
Well,
go.
I
with
mean, like that's not
wildfire.
something that you can fight. That's something that you have to experience. So in that
I open
scenario,
fire.
We ever tell it to the brave firefighters who are out there
where
risking their
you
lives every day.
die,
No,
not
this
pass
is the
away.
thing.
You,
This is the choice. The grizzly is chasing you and a pack of like other people or two other people,
Okay.
a woman and a child. And like
Oh
the
fuck, dude.
option one is like run with them and like
Yeah.
try to help them through the woods.
That's
And like
100% the option I would take,
maybe you'll all get
without
it.
question.
But if you fail, everyone dies. Or you turn around, you're like, you and me, bear. I'm slowing you down enough for them to get away.
So you're right. That would work. I think my corpse would slow the bear down because it got a meal for sure.
Mhm.
I think option one is 100%. I think the cowardly approach, in quotes, is the right one to take in all scenarios. Always flee first. I think the option of last resort is clearly like something or someone has the drop on you, and you have no other choice, and they are coming at you. Like that is the only time to engage, in my opinion. And like Yeah, I think that does put me at like largely a disadvantage. But like, if my first thought is always flee and live to see my family again. Like that's 100% always going to be my go-to.
So you're rolling dice.
And like dying with a bullet in your back, I think it's hard to hit a moving target. A and B. Like I'm very much like I would act as a human shield, trying to shield my family while we're running. But like I would absolutely try and run with them.
Pat,
and yeah, if
where
you
you
want
at
to buy
on
time.
It depends on how dire the situation seems, because like if I'm kind of in agreement, like where if there's a thought in my head that we could all get away, like why would I not take that? But like if it's very clear that it's all of us or just me, like it's gonna be just me.
It's heavy.
What you mean?
I just wanted to let the pause hang as long as I
Yeah,
possibly
no,
could.
I processed that, but like, can you expand on that? Like, what does that mean to you? Because that could be taken for me a few ways. Like, is it you protecting? Is it you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
It's
I'm
not him
doing.
pushing the kid at the bear.
I know.
Yeah.
I didn't want to assume, but it's Pat. So you know.
What is that? All right, let's we got a new topic. What do you mean by that, buddy?
Why does Elliot think Pat would kill a child to survive a bear attack?
I would. First of all,
Just strikes
I
me as
didn't assume it was his child. I didn't assume it was his child. I just assumed that Pat would not be really against sacrificing another human's child to save his own
No,
child.
if it wasn't my family, if it was like me, a woman, and a child running, like, and it still was like we're not all getting out of here, I would definitely turn around and be like, "You guys go." But it like the situation needs to be very clear that all of us escaping is not an option.
Yeah, the bear is shouting. He's like, "Just give yourself up.
So,
I will leave them alone."
the women and children first approach.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's my job.
Yeah. Like if it's the Titanic and like I'm the last one to shut the door on the sinking parts. Like but like to get to that point, man, like I'm looking for every possible option.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
I'm thinking of trying, like, can I lasso something to the door to try and pull it? Like I've literally exhausted everything and time has run out in whatever seconds I would have to make a decision. I'm thinking right up to that last. But I would, of
I don't
course,
want to make it seem
volunteer.
like you're looking for death. Like, obviously, you've exhausted other possibilities. You're not
For
like, well,
yourself.
Andy, you're like,
of Kevin James and King of Queens.
You're
I go throw myself at the bear.
Andy, where you at?
I kind of agree with Pat. Like if there's just like a random child, I'm like, yeah, I guess this is it. I have to sacrifice myself for a child.
Okay, what if it's not a bear, but it's a oversized scorpion?
Oh,
You gotta get chomped up by a scorpion.
I think I could take a scorpion. Like
No,
I think
like
I
a
win.
like a bear-sized scorpion.
No, I don't win that fight.
Like
Bigger
big
issues
things.
than if it's a
I
big
don't-
scorpion.
I think it's the
It's
same
just an
thing.
armored bear at that point.
This is
It doesn't make
Fallout?
a difference.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a losing fight, no matter what the. It's not like, oh, this death is going to be more gruesome.
It
Let me
doesn't matter
sacrifice
what
the
you're
child.
facing because at
It's
the end you're dying
1,000
anyway.
scorpion-sized bears. What do you got?
I just
Well-
thought it would be more. It's like worse. It's not. It's like objectively worse to be killed by a scorpion than it would be to like be killed by a bear. But probably not because like
I
bears
don't know.
toss you around and shit like that.
Yeah, bears will just
so-
maul the shit out of you.
Yeah.
So bear
There's certain
scorpion
animals.
aside, is it the idea? Because you gave me both really. Is it the about of sacrifice, right, for those that you care about? Like at the end of the day, like are we talking about like
I think
what are we willing?
Yeah, I think we're talking about like sacrifice, like what level, what's our threshold for sacrifice? Like obviously we're all going to do it for our families, but would you do it for strangers?
Yeah,
If
that was my second question. Like, is it, our duties to our families? One would hope, we have that. But then, what is it? Our duty to our fellow man/woman? Like,
Only do it
in
for
what
a child, probably.
right? And like,
I-
so many people
Some
try and
random lady.
cosplay.
Fuck that lady.
No, but so many
Yeah.
try,
But
especially
she's fighting with me. Like you're a able-bodied
Yeah.
adult at this point.
You want to earn $1 an hour? Or what was the same as?
Okay,
get
but
back
you're
in those
leaving-
fucking
This
minds.
is the cost
Yeah,
of early,
no,
equal rights.
no.
Lower the wage gap more.
Yeah. Like
You're
where's
like,
the cutoff?
You're fighting the bear.
Also, why are there so many bears? Why are there
it?
so many bears in this scenario? Like, where are these bears coming from? Like,
Yeah, these bears are out
don't we
there,
just get like pussy ass black bears in New York? Like,
Yeah.
aren't they like scared of us
Have
more
you
than
seen a black bear in real life?
Well, do you know the
No.
saying?
Yeah,
Yoshi?
why would you default to pussy ass black bears? Because
Well,
I don't
hold
think
on.
any bear is.
No, it's not pussy, but do you know the saying? Black bear versus brown bear. If it's black, fight back. If it's brown, lay down.
Yeah.
That's
If it's
how you
white,
defend yourself.
say goodnight. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they're all bad though. They're all like human-sized animals with like 500% more muscle. So
I could fuck up a
tougher.
black bear,
You
100%.
could.
You could not. You could absolutely not. All right.
Yeah, I would 100% win the fight. I would be fucked up.
Put it in a
But I
chokehold.
would.
What would be your go-to move on the black bear? Would you rock bottom?
I would DDT it.
People's
So-called
elbow.
stun it.
You wait for her to stand up on all fours, one slug to the kidneys.
Sure. Go.
Take its back.
Oh, you have a
choke
gun
it.
in this scenario?
No, a slug, like a punch
Oh,
to the gut.
slug. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, you're cool.
Punch to the gut, watch it keel over, take its back, choke it, night, and that's it. You're good.
Yeah, and those 5-inch claws.
Yeah.
When they're like raking across your back.
Yeah, I'm gonna get fucked up. I didn't say I was gonna. I'm not gonna walk.
The most strong human you've ever encountered.
I'm going to get you fucked up.
Yeah.
And I
All right.
Well, Leo DiCaprio killed a bear in that documentary, right?
A brown bear. But
No, that was a grizzly. He didn't. He played dead at the end.
It was a
I just recently
documentary.
watched that like a few months
The
ago.
Revenant.
Yeah. I was
It's a good
sick one
movie.
day, and I recently watched that, and I was like, "This is not a rewatchable movie, but I'm gonna watch it again because
It's not rewatchable. I feel like I'd watch that again.
it was
like
very
that.
good." But it's not like it's not like You've Got Mail. Like it's not like a breezy watch. It's like
No, there's no way I'm rewatching You've Got Mail.
Forget Paris.
That was your comparison.
Yeah,
that was your
wasn't like
comparison.
Emily
Was
in
You Got
Paris.
Mail? That's a deep dive.
I'm just saying it's not like you need to you got to be alone for a while to watch The Revenant. And I would rewatch it, and he really got his ass beat by that bear. Like,
Yeah, that was a great scene.
no bones about it.
It's a heavy
all right,
movie.
give me a thwomp, Pat. Give me a thwomp. Let's move on.
What's you guys?
You guys want to touch me more on bear fight or sacrifice?
No, I will just say, in regards to the home invasion stuff, everyone should have a fucking plan. All right, whether you're like fully prepared with weapons or not, you need to have a plan, and that's all I'm gonna say.
And that plan should involve Home
You are
Alone
right.
style traps.
You are right. Like you're 100% right. It's just, I mean, I know
If your plan is like to call 911, you're probably fucked.
I was debating whether or not I was going to say what my plan is here. There's like security stuff on like every window and door that I have, and around the corner from me is a firehouse, and we've had it go off once, and there's the cops always sit in that firehouse and just like chill, especially late at night when there's nothing else to do. Like they've been at my house within 45 seconds.
Yeah, the one up Crystalbrook. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Mount Sinai.
Yeah, there's always one sitting there. Sometimes there's two or three, and they're just like hanging out at night when there's nothing else to do or there's no calls nearby. But it's like 40 seconds they're at my house.
My buddy is a sergeant in your precinct, actually. If you ever need anything.
Nice.
You got a panic room budget there, Pat?
breakfast.
I wish I had a bigger basement. I would have 100% put a panic room in there.
It's not a panic room. I do have a bunch of sex stuff down there, though.
Then you got to like kill the crew who builds it, though.
Yeah, I guess. I thought.
Then they know how to get in.
What do we got on the docket? What's
All right. So I kind of don't want to go to MMO stuff right now, but I see some really good topic prompts and themes here. I think Chris filled out. So I like what's jumping out to me right now is who. This could be tough, I think. But who did the best in high school? Are you talking like grade wise or like happiness wise?
Me? Yeah, I think that was my topic. I think it was when I had written it, it was literally GPA. When I had written it, when I had wrote it, it was GPA.
-1.
I was just curious to like just GPA check everyone because I'm pretty sure we're all very similar.
Yeah.
Did we get GPAs in high school? I don't think I had a GPA.
Grades.
I got grades.
Averaged.
That does say something.
How'd you get into Herkimer, bud?
I have a pulse. The fucking community college.
I think I was like 2.7. 2.7 is jumping out to me.
I have
I was a
no
2.5.
idea.
I was a 2.5.
I was like C's. I got solid C's.
Yeah,
I got like some
legitimately
A's and
have
some,
no
and then like
idea.
for like math, I was always D. I cheated off Pat a ton in math, but then like Pat moved past me in math class. I couldn't do it anymore.
I got like a 14 something on the SATs.
And that
But-
was our second attempt, right, Pat?
No, that was my first attempt. I only took it once.
Well, we overslept the SATs, didn't we? Oh no, we got there.
No, we got there just hungover as fuck. But yeah,
Yeah.
I got like a 14 something, like either a 1380 or a low 14, like a 1410 or something. I scored like 150 or 200 higher than Sean, who went to UConn, and my mom was like, "You're going to Suffolk." I was like, "That's not fair."
Yeah, what's up with that?
Wait, your
I mean,
mom is who made you go to Suffolk?
yeah, well, she was like, "You don't apply yourself at all. Why the fuck would I send you to a college?" I was like, "All right, I guess
Touche.
Using her own logic. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, I was.
She's like,
if
you failed
I-
the test.
You're a
I was like, have you seen my
deadbeat.
fucking UO character? I got 2 cats of power sitting in my bank vault. What are you talking about?
I don't know if
Hey.
me going away to a college would have been like successful or not. I definitely needed a change of scenery, and the fucking Suffolk was not it, dude. Like that was high school with a longer drive, and I was like, I don't want to be here at all. This is bullshit.
I was reminiscing about our time at Suffolk with someone recently where I was like, yeah, my friend and I went and we would like tailgate in the mornings.
Yeah,
And
we
we're like, "You're
played.
tailgating?" Like, yeah, it was like 8 a.m. before our history class. We'd fire up hibachi. Did we have hibachi? I feel like we had a hibachi.
No, we had we would go do racquetball, and then we would go into the parking lot, like open the fucking trunk. There'd be a whole bunch of just beers just sitting there, and we'd just have a great morning.
I'll tell you, I've heard this, and like it is my greatest regret that I missed this shit. Like I am so bummed. I feel like I missed some core ass shit because
I mean,
I wasn't there.
You
don't
missed
think
you
car
missed a
was.
lot. You missed a lot of liver damage. That's all.
I don't think, I mean, you definitely did miss out on anything success related because I don't think it helped
It did
out
not
either one of our
contribute.
careers. Yeah, I mean, it just I ended up thriving a lot better when I was in the Air Force. So it was like a complete change of scenery, and like I wasn't stuck living at home and driving to some place I hated every day. Like it is that. So I think possibly going away to college would have made a difference, but I honestly don't know. I don't know
I
if I was
mean,
mature enough at the time to really
it-
handle that. I
but
mean, I
you
was fucking
changed
tailgating in the
so
parking lot
much.
before classes.
Yeah, but still, like when you came back, man, you were totally different. Like it was in a positive way. Like when you came back, you were a different. Like you were always you, but you came back as a different human. Like and
You
you
just
told
use
me
the
like what.
N-word so much now.
I mean, I
Did I
was in
say the
Mississippi
N-word?
for a long
No,
time.
I'm saying Pat
Did I
changed.
say Elliot blacked out? Did I say that?
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
was in
it's not
Mississippi for 4 years.
like a
No, I'm
non-zero
saying
chance.
I was ending you and saying Pat changed.
Yeah,
Now he used the
He
N-word,
came back from
intimating
Mississippi, right?
that
And now he
he's a
says it.
racist, which is
Right.
not true.
So he said it before he went to Mississippi. He said it ironically, and then after he came back, he meant it. Is that
There
where
you
we're
go.
at? Got it.
There you go.
It's
There you go.
intent.
Where-
It's intent, not.
Where did Andy, you went to Herkimer with Mark, right?
Wait, is
Handover?
Herkimer a real place? Herkimer?
Yeah, 100%. I know everyone's backgrounds here for I did my research.
What is Herkimer?
Herkimer Community College,
How do you
man.
spell this?
Albany, Herkimer. It's a
I thought
small
you were
community-
doing like a dirt.
No,
Nah.
that's exactly what it sounds like. It's a small community college upstate between Albany and
Look at
Syracuse.
that.
It was right by Diana Papa at the
Yeah.
time. Kenny wasn't too far. Mark didn't go there. Mark went to Quinnipiac in Connecticut.
Oh, he was QU, right.
And I went with Nicole Arena, and Meg Medalinas came the next year.
Okay.
Damn. What was
yeah.
that face, Jesse? What was that face?
It's not on the podcast though. Don't worry about it.
It was a little like, ooh. How'd you enjoy your time at Herkimer, buddy?
I didn't like. Everyone has like, oh, I had the best time in the world at college. It was fun. Like I wasn't like upset when I left. Then I went to my university after that because I transferred to a 4-year college, and then even then I was like, yeah, it's all right. I don't know.
What was your major?
Sociology. In Herkimer it was criminal justice, and then when I went to Eastern Connecticut, it was sociology. A useless fucking degree.
Yeah.
I can do nothing with that. I can be a cop with that.
I think Elliot was the most successful out of all of us out of high school. You're the only one who went to a 4-year institution, buddy.
Me.
I mean, sorry, that's not to detract. Like, Jesse, 100%. Ed Pat too. Like, military service, 100% successful. I'm saying academically.
You have to be.
No, I'm not trying to belittle. I very much am saying academically. I think going to a 4-year institution, you're the only one, Elliot, out of college or out of high school.
Where did you go, Dirk?
Hold on one sec. So, I dropped out of. I got a full ride to Binghamton. I had a 1500 on the SATs. My buddy Pete, who did everything right and correctly, top 10%. I beat him by 1 point. I still every single day remind him that I beat him by 1 point.
So like an auto text feature.
Got into Binghamton with the full ride. Discovered drinking, dropped out. Came back, tried to do Suffolk, dropped out. Then went to Briarcliff when that was a thing. Succeeded exceptionally, dropped out. Then went to Suffolk again, dropped out. Farmingdale State University with Charlie Lamberti, then dropped out. Then took a
how do you hold on? Stop. You went to that many admissions offices?
I'm not even done. I'm not. To be fair, I'm not even done. So I succeeded academically in all of those, and I bounced. So after my third stint of Suffolk, and I bounced, then stuff, and then I decided I was going to quote unquote get my stuff together. I did. Jesse, you and I, actually, we were, after you came back, right. We did that. I achieved success. Then I got accepted with a full ride to LIU, went in for journalism, did wonderfully, dropped out.
Went out with, okay.
Yep,
yeah.
and yet you got immediately kicked out for behavioral situations. Bounced from there.
Behavioral situations.
Yep, and then ditched from there, did nothing, and then I didn't do nothing. But if you want to talk about just pure academics, then I went back post-COVID at the very, very end. And okay, not to jerk myself off, but I was so pissed off after my 7 college attempts. I got 4 semesters straight 4.0. I graduated like the top of my class at Stony Brook and conquered my master's in a series of 3 years. And then I got my license and I scored higher than anyone else. And
enrolling in 7 colleges?
Yeah, but it took me
That's like 7 months at a DMV.
I know. But it took me 20 years. It took me 20 years to do that shit, and this is what I tell the people that, I deal with a lot of teens. I fucked up a lot. I had a great fucking time. Oh my God, did I have a lot. But also,
I burned.
I have $100,000 in student loan debt for a job that pays me pennies on the dollar. However, like, that's what I try and tell people. Whatever your path, like yours was military then, and Chris, you did your own thing. Our brother Steven, he did his own thing. Everyone's got their own path. It's just a matter of when you get there. And oh God, I mean, like that traditional experience that we saw in the movies growing up and all the other stuff behind it. Yeah, you feel like crap for a bit, but then, you shake a hand, you look at a thing and you're like, yeah, fuck yeah, I did do that thing. And, you go on to do something that you feel it is. Or you smoke crack, and that's cool too. Like,
those are your 2 options.
Chris, what was your post high school path?
Pat and I pretty much we were the closest thing to the Step Brothers, where they interview the 2 of them in tuxedos at the same time, and they're like, okay, the tuxedos are a little fucked up now, because like I would get kicked out of a class and Pat would just pack up his shit and leave with me. Like we were one organism in college.
You would get kicked, like they would ask you to leave in the middle of the class.
Yeah, I got kicked out.
We were drunk, so
were we?
For the most part, yeah.
Like, yeah, maybe a little bit. More than I like to admit, but yeah, we would they would be like, it's time for you to leave, and we'd be like, okay. And like it was very, I had a good relationship with most, if not all, of my professors, except my history professor. But I would say, so I went from community college into Stony Brook University, and then I figured out the business of school, which is you could just fucking blow up your GPA and then go to a new school and you get a new GPA. So you can graduate with a 4.0 if you make it your semester in college. So I strategically would drop out of a school and transfer to another school. So I graduated with 3.8. Now the path getting there was not a 3.8, but I got a 3.8 when I graduated, and now my college is out of business. Dowling College that I graduated from, and they're literally fucking out of business. So I took a weird path. I was on the 7-year non-master degree bachelor's program. It took a while. It took 4 schools, but I got there.
Yeah.
And now look at me. I'm working video games for a living.
Yeah, the numbers end up not mattering. Like that whole concept, like C's get degrees, it's true. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, numbers, it's like, I feel like it's a pissing contest.
I think for me, like I identified pretty early that my secret sauce is emotional intelligence and not actual intelligence. I'm not academically smart, and I never tried to be academically smart, but I knew how to collaborate and I knew how to like talk to my professors and like build a rapport with them. And like that was the thing that I think college taught me the most, was how to kind of do that more so than anything. I don't remember shit from any class in college at all.
Yeah.
All my stuff's on the job.
The ability to acquire and apply knowledge and skills.
All
of
the things I remember that I love are like the goofy antics, like Pat and I would get into. Like we would poke fun at our what did we call we had like our racquetball professor. Didn't he have like super long hair? I can't remember if it was that or it was my jogging class with Christina Gassion. Either way, we would call him like Golden Boy and stuff, and like you're like pretty much just like hockey locker room talk with like stop calling me Golden Boy. I mean,
Yeah, he had like flowing long, like it wasn't super long. It was like shoulder length blondish hair.
Age boy hair.
80s fucking stud. 80s fucking Wall Street broker stud,
Yeah, like he would have started an 80s movie about racquetball, like 100%. Like that was his whole personality. It was like, welcome to my courts, boys.
Didn't he wear the headband too? He had like a sweatband too sometimes, I feel like. Man.
And like the shorts that were way too short, but he's like, they're functional.
Get a good deep squat in these boys.
Deep squat Golden Boy.
Yeah, he had like the protective eyewear, the headband, like that was like racquetball was his life, and that you could, like I said, he could have been the villain in a racquetball 80s movie, just like, welcome to my courts, boys.
My question, did it actually though change the trajectory of any of our where we ended up? Like, I know everyone takes a different path, but if you think about it, minus me in terms of timing, like
if I followed a more
people being married,
path,
people like.
Well, I mean, if I went to college right after high school, I probably would have done all right and like got a history degree. Maybe I don't know, or I would have just gone like into the trades or something like that, and I would have become like a high school teacher. Like that was sort of where I was like pointing, I think.
Really? I never knew that.
Yeah, but like I think like, well, I don't know, like it's just sort of a supposition, but I was always like dissuaded by being a teacher because Diana, who was mentioned earlier, seemed like she was just always like a sub. She was like a sub and like for like 10 years,
Yeah.
Remember that whole thing? Like
it's tough, man. It's a rough gig.
Oh yeah, that art is that way. Yeah. So, but like I probably would have gone that route. I like teach a pretty good class now, so I probably would have like found my proclivity for doing that.
I would hate to take your class because you'd be so good at it, and I'd be terrified of you.
No, I think I only like grew the terrifying persona. Maybe you guys can correct me, but like I feel like I changed post-military. Like, is that like maybe you guys can verify for that for me? But I feel post-military and post-Jack. I feel like I had like my 2 biggest like personality changes. Maybe
Jack?
you guys can.
Oh, Jack, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like post-military, I came back and I was much more opinionated. I was much more judgy. I don't feel like I was that way before I was in the army, but maybe I was. I don't know.
I mean, D&D in the basement, you were kind of, you had some opinions on D&D.
Maybe.
No, you're 100% right when you came back from that, but you the cool part I think about you is that you did not lose the idea of what it was like to dream. You just became more centered. You became more centered. So like you were a lot more supportive and you were a lot more open-minded. Honestly, like I don't know, maybe it's my perception, but when you came back, you may see it as opinionated, but you were a lot more open to ideas and you were a lot more open to people's stories. So when someone tells you something,
I feel like
perhaps
Chris does not agree with you. I feel like you were like this is the
it
difference between a person who did live
it
with me and a person who didn't live with me.
I understand that. It's so like,
We
but
get different
also
jet
you
views,
have to
though.
understand, like I lived with
Yeah.
Chris too, and I have so many nasty things I could say about him. But you, like I did
Very.
not, so I got to see all the lovely things because I only saw you occasionally.
Yeah.
So
No,
yeah,
I don't think I think you've always been someone who's like who has I would say headstrong is a good like moniker for like you have good formulated opinions. I think Army what military gave you was like the confidence to step into those opinions. And like yeah, you've always had very strong opinions and you've always had very like strong beliefs, but I think Army gave you more conviction and more posture. I think it was definitely the posture that came with post military.
Yeah.
yeah,
But
yeah.
like that's good. That's good insight. But like
And well spoken. You were a lot more measured when you spoke when you came back. Like you always had a good like way of speaking, but you thought more before you spoke. Like you could again, it's
This is
maybe
wild.
anecdotal, but
Jeff, say
you
something nice about
you
Jesse right now.
no, he was an asshole, but at the same time he thought before he spoke more after the military. It was analytical as opposed to
I felt like I had everything figured out and like, incorrectly. And like you couldn't tell me a thing that I already didn't like know or like that like I would just sort of see past people's bullshit as I like saw myself. And like I like invalidated other people's like lived experiences because I just like put them in like a crowd of people. Like my whole thing back then was like most people are the same. When you like when you want to learn about polar bears, you study like 50 polar bears and you like find out about like all polar bears. Like I was like that's pretty much also applies to human beings. Like we all have relatively the same motivations. Like there's no like secrets, but like that sort of invalidates a lot of people's like experiences because there's like far more experiences like people than polar bear experiences to like beat this metaphor up. So I really felt like, and I've like deprogrammed, I think, from that. I've tried to deprogram myself from that to be much more.
but don't you also think that might be true of all of us?
Yeah, I
Maybe,
think so.
sure.
I
A
think
little
as
bit. I
you just
mean,
grow more older and more mature, and
Yeah.
things put your life into perspective more. Hence, Jack probably.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like shit
yeah.
like that.
So
Well,
I quit my
and
job.
having kids in general, and yeah, I mean, like loss and stuff. That just puts life into perspective, and
Yeah.
will absolutely change you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard. I mean, it's just life experience, I think, in general.
Well, when
Jeb,
you
what do you think are
yeah.
formative things for you? Like you have like big aha moments. I have a couple big aha moments that where I think I changed, but nothing as like clear as like Army, right? Like I think Army just changes you, right? I don't know if you have those, Jeb, or like law enforcement did that for you, or
A lot of like really shitty moments in law enforcement, like I mean, losing my parents, and Jesse knows that well, and that really put life into perspective. And um, yeah, those are probably the biggest ones for me. I had some real. I don't want to talk about like my shit at work, but like, yeah, I had some really fucked up stuff happen at work to me. That not to me, just stuff I had to deal with at work, like jobs. Um,
Yeah, you've seen
that
some
kind of
wild shit.
yeah, that like
forced
that's
grow up moments.
yeah, like when you're a kid, you're like 23 years old, and you're forced to like kind of do shit that you're not prepared to do. No matter how much training like you think you got like in the academy, you're so unprepared for it. Um,
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, I have another 25 years of this.
yeah, yeah.
Oh man.
And people are like, oh, what do we do here? I'm like, I'm 20, I'm 24, 20. I got almost 23 years old, and I'm like, you're a kid at 23 years old. Especially as a dude, you're a fucking kid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I'm still a kid.
so immature. Like the shit I was like as a 23-year-old, like I have no life experience. and I'm a fucking cop, like, is insane to me. Now looking back at it. But
And you're like looking for the adult in the room, and you're like, "Oh, it's me."
yeah, but you're the
I have to
adult.
be the adult. Yeah, I have
Yeah,
to be the adult. Yeah.
Yeah. And like,
Yeah, there's like people are like, "There's a bear coming right for us. What do we do?"
You're like,
some shit will make you grow up pretty quick, and put life into perspective. And I've had plenty of those moments. But I think for me, like the biggest ones was like losing my parents for sure, having my my kids, and then my son Ryan after having like really like traumatic with Jackie, my wife, having really traumatic experiences with birth, and then almost losing my son, in a similar situation as Jesse losing his son. But like that shit like that just puts life into perspective for you as a parent now. And even after that, we lost like Jackie had like 3 miscarriages, and it's just shit like that. Kids will just change everything.
Parenting I think is definitely obviously the most cliche aha moment for
it
me.
is.
I've
It's so cliche to say, and
privileged.
like, but like it's so true, man. Like your parents tell you your whole life, right? Like, oh, wait till you have kids, you'll understand. You'll understand. Yeah, whatever, dad, whatever, mom.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
I know everything. But like, yeah.
I'll tell you
that was
big one. What you mentioned, you had some moments for yourself, Chris.
For transformative moments where I was like, I feel like, I don't know, man. I feel a hint
No,
of
this is
guilt
not a pissing contest. This is not
no,
like
yeah, no, I feel like I'm very privileged to have lived a pretty charmed life, and I say that knowingly. Like, I think my biggest moments where I was like, I think I truly felt alone, which forced me to like figure shit out, was like when Pat left for the Air Force, and not because like obviously Pat means a lot to me. He's one of my best friend, but I think for me, like he was the last domino to fall because you all had already left and you were on to at that time bigger and better things, right? You had all found a path, and I was kind of languishing community college and kind of figuring my shit out, and I didn't really have a lot of direction. And I think the it wasn't regret, but like I started hanging out with like a Kenny Court and a Steve Lund, and like they went out off to like school and RIT, and I kind of felt like I had I just didn't find my rhythm fast enough in high school, and like senior year I actually did really good in high school because like I was like, oh shit, I was trying to emulate them, and honestly I think
I remember this.
yeah, I was trying to emulate them and trying to get there, and I was really kind of a little bit disappointed and gutted with not getting into 4-year institutions at that point, and like and Suffolk felt like kind of a tap out for me. And like Pat going, because like I was like, oh, Pat's super smart, and he's my best friend, and like we were kind of like we get to languish together, and then Pat was like, I'm going, fuck, dude, I'm like totally alone now, and I have no one but myself to look at and confront with what I feel is my mediocre existence now. Like languishing in college and community college.
You're kind of cutting out a little bit. I don't know if it's your.
Oh, sorry.
Not that much, but like, keep your mic, eat the mic.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Anywho, yeah, all that is to say, I think for me, like that was like, I think losing my friends to their life, their next step in their life chapter was like my big. I was forced to kind of live with myself and confront the bed I had made for myself, and
I'll say
that was,
this,
I think,
like
my big
you
one.
said, you were blessed and stuff like that, and don't take this the wrong way, but like
I didn't
I
say
always felt like you had you said you
No,
were very lucky,
no. Hashtag atheist. No, I'm kidding.
but I always thought, and don't take this the wrong way, but I always thought like you had a tough road to hoe because like your parents split up very early, your mom was super young, and like you transferred schools and shit like that, and that was always like the most like scary thing to me. It's like, what if I had to like make new friends? And even though would you come like full time in ninth grade? Like I think it was.
Back to Comsog 10th.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So like you went back and forth. Like so you like never had a grounded spot.
That's not easy.
He moved
That's
around
not
constantly.
I was a
easy at
nomad.
all.
He moved around
That's
a
not
lot.
easy in the slightest bit. Like you're a dick, but like that is not easy at all to go through, especially at such a formative age. And like I remember the Northport Bowling League and all that stuff, and you did it with a smile on your face, man. But like you did what you had to do. But
Oh, that was my other formative time. Was like the bullying I experienced as a new kid in Northport was fucking.
You got bullied?
Oh, terribly, dude, terribly.
Really?
And like, yeah, I still played sports and I tried to like, get out of it and work my way around and kind of be a social chameleon. But yeah, no, I was like totally bullied. And it's very weird. This is a very different and deep topic, but like I wish I had been equipped, and I actually like my dad leaving when I was young. I think I didn't experience enough male banter, and like I've talked about this with Lori too, where I've tried to identify bullying, and there's this whole thing about listen to us, we're the fucking most toxic group of humans to each other, right? But like there's actually science behind trench humor and how it serves as this weird. I don't know if it's genetic or what. I'm not going to misspeak on science like I have in the past and got killed for. But there's like a thing with like male bonding that the more like people poking fun at each other and people like testing sensitivity as a limit is like a trust building exercise almost in a weird way, and like where you're experiencing someone's limits. And I retroactively looked at, and I'm not trying to like sympathize with my bullies, they were fucking assholes to me, but I think the key was if I had the wherewithal to read the room a little better at the time, like I think they were testing me. And so like when I was wearing a London Fog jacket and they were like, your name's Fog now, and I was like, I don't want that name. Like I feel as though if I could go back and be like, hey, are they actually hurting your feelings, or are they just like ribbing you playfully, and your sensitivity could spiral this into a thing? And I'm not like I don't want to get killed for that take. I was definitely bullied because I had expressed that they had crossed a boundary and they still kept crossing it after that, and I'd given them the green light to continue crossing in that regard. But I think the key is if I had more of a I don't know.
Like,
If I'd taken it
Tommy Hilfiger because you're wearing Tommy Hilfiger pants, like,
or like or I'd be like, yeah, fucking call me Fog. I don't care, guys. Like that kind of deal. Like I think it would have been a real interesting
we
thing.
said this last time. It's like Fog is not a bad nickname. It's like
a fucking bad nickname, right? Yeah, but like for me at that time, I was hypersensitive to like being the new person and trying to whatever. I immediately lashed back and like I'm not gonna say I overreacted. I reacted in the way that my boundaries had crossed, and I was like, no, fuck you. And that immediately created an antagonistic relationship, right? Trust broken on both sides, and I think like that just spiraled things way fucking worse, and it got way worse. And I found my clique eventually, but like that was a fucking hard ass time. So that was definitely one of the more like I had to figure out how to survive social kind of experiences.
Not something I personally ever dealt with. Going to the same school district. Pat, I don't want to speak for you, but like probably the same situation for you. Like you and me went to the same school district our whole lives.
Yep.
We
Still
always, yep. You're still there.
Yeah. I just went to a National Junior Honor Society inception for Liam at JFK.
Inception?
Reception, inception. I don't know. One of those things.
The whole audience goes under at the same time, and they all dream.
Yeah.
Speaking of bullying,
Andy, did you ever get bullied?
I definitely got bullied in elementary school. I distinctly remember it.
That's funny. It's not funny, but like you were always too funny. Like we it's
hilarious.
The people
we met
who
in middle school
attempted to bully me were like Steve Polacastri and like Billy Lyson, and it's like neither one of you is intimidating in the slightest.
They were like classic bullies, though. They were like the whole like you want to fight after school, dweeb. Like they called me Herb and stuff. Like
one of them
was such an unhinged person that like he would actually fight and he wouldn't even care if he got the shit kicked out of him. That was the scary thing about
like 30 fucking times. Like
he's like he wouldn't care. He's like a fucking rat.
He just kept coming back.
Keep coming back. So it's like, what the fuck is wrong with that?
I went to his house a few times and like tried to be his friend. Like probably 2 or 3 times, and like he had a rough.
Yeah.
I went to his dad's house and also his mom's house.
His mom's house was way worse.
It was not good. Like
I just found this out, and I was not aware of this at all because as kids, I was friends with Steve for a pretty long time. We would go to his dad would take us to the Nassau Coliseum before Islander games. and we would get the opposing team coming off the bus from the Marriott, and we would get autographs from them, and we would stay after games, and we would get sticks and stuff from the players. His dad would take us there all the time, and I always had like in my head this image of like his dad is like this big fucking sports nut, like he was always hanging out with his kids, like taking his kids to sports games and shit like that. Like this is like a manly fucking dude. His dad was gay, and his dad passed away from HIV.
No idea.
My
Damn,
mom
really?
just told me this like I don't know 2-3 years ago. I was like, no. She's like, yeah, that's a real thing. I was like, I had fucking no idea. She's like, I met up. I saw him out at bars with other guys, picking guys up and stuff like that. It wasn't very hush hush. It wasn't like he was trying to hide it. But I was like, I never even had an inkling of that in my head because of like his dad was like, let's go, we're going to fucking games. Let's go. Like his dad was never.
Yeah.
I never got that vibe ever from that.
And you
But
can
anyway,
be both.
Yeah,
Shame.
like, yeah, no, I didn't know that either. That's sad. But
Where he is now.
I think he's in jail or Steve's dead.
You think Steve's dead?
I mean, one of the
What?
Wait, seriously?
I think he's in jail. I think the last time I heard about it, he was in jail for like a real thing.
Okay.
But this was like a reunion for like 10 years ago. But you got.
Do you think he'll listen to this?
I'm pretty sure it's like in the RSS for the feed.
Yeah, we should try and reach out to him to be a guest.
Yeah, we'll get him on here. Get him on the pod.
Wait.
Did you ever get any bullied, Elliot? I have no idea of your pre-me life.
Are you serious? Do you
No,
not remember me?
Well, I remember you were. Well, I don't want to speak out of turn. Like I don't know what your
your
life was in school.
Actually, to be fair, I would prefer. No, because this is actually interesting. This would be interesting, especially for a podcast. I would like to hear what you think. Don't speak out of turn.
Fun.
No, for me it is. For me it is because then I'll give you the answer. Right. So, what do you think? What do you think? Elliot? Knowing me back in the day, we were playing D&D in the basement, right? You had the long hair, like
a little bit
old school.
You were probably bullied, but like, I don't know. My memory of that time is so hate. Remember, like last time I said my memory starts at age 3 and then jumps till age 11. I didn't pay much attention.
Okay.
To many things.
So I will keep it brief. So for me, it's very simple. I was bullied consistently from like I had Coke bottle glasses, was super smart, elementary school, all that bullshit. And then I became a massive asshole. So how do I say this? That's like podcast friendly. I did a lot of things to people in the romance area that were not great. So if someone did something to me that I didn't think it was great, then I did something to them involving their romantic interest, which got me punched in the mouth. I mean, I've had my nose broken 3 times, all of them justified. But the thing is that a lot of the times, it's funny, Sarah's the one that actually gave me that support. It doesn't matter. So the biggest thing for me was that even when I wasn't being a dick, I was not strong.
Who's your favorite ex, Elliot? Go.
I'm sure there's a few. I was all their last stop. But the biggest thing for me is that I was bullied a lot, and I was not strong. I did not have a lot of confidence. But the only thing that I remember was that even if I could not cause damage, almost like a tank in a sense, if we want to go video game logic, is that I had the shit beat out of me all the time. And the only thing that kept me going was that I kept standing up. So someone would beat me down, and Steven was there for a lot of those events where some guy would come up and just beat me in Ronkonkoma, and I stood up. And they'd be like, don't stand up, and don't do the business.
I was like, fuck this guy. Where Elliot Cool Hand looped his way.
The pain in the ass is that, like, I don't know how to explain it, is that I knew I wasn't strong enough. I knew I couldn't fight against these people, so the only thing I could do was just stand up. And they'd punch me in the face, and I would fall down, and I'd stand up, and then punch me in the face again. And so, like, that kind of bullying, actually, interestingly enough, I don't consider that bullying. I don't.
It's conflict resolution.
Bullying, I think, happens over a long period of time. I think I had acute instances of where people didn't like what I had to say because I said a lot of really good,
It sounds
really
like you're
good
getting
shit.
what you deserved a little bit. Like,
oh no! I absolutely got what I deserved.
Want to break Eliatt's nose? Raise your hand if you want to break Eliatt's nose.
Not all the time. Not all the time.
Okay.
I've always had a mouth. I've always had a mouth. But I didn't deserve all of it. But the thing is that I was never violent towards another person. So that was the one thing that I felt good about. Even if I wasn't ideal in my actions, I never was the attacker. So like if I did something poorly and I took a beating, I took my beating, but I stood back up. I stood back up. And that to me helped the bullying be better. Is that, I did something wrong. I didn't sit there and try and posture or do something like nonsense like that. Yep. You did a bad thing. You stand up, you take your beating, and you move on.
Yeah. All right. Well.
Yep.
Breakfast.
Real fucking.
Yes, thank you. Wait, that was my line. Who did that? That's mine.
Breakfast.
All right. Any final thoughts? Any final thoughts, gents?
Yes.
Before we close this off.
Breakfast.
It's good.
I'm so happy it's here.
Anyone want to plug anything?
Yeah, I got an album coming out in the next,
Actually, this is a good time to plug. We do have a show in.
Wait, do you guys actually?
July 20.
July 20th.
It'll be our.
Jeff, you want to start a band so we can plug something?
I'll be away the 20th.
Week,
I'll be in Lake George. I got to get to another one soon though. Why don't you come out? When are you coming out, Musta?
Wait,
we should
Sunday. That's awesome.
I'm out next Wednesday. I come out.
Wait, really?
Yeah, next Wednesday
God, you're so
the following Saturday.
Why are you so inconvenient?
It's fine. I don't want to see me either.
The Wives of the Podcast text chain has been a little bit light recently, so get your ladies on that.
My wife barely texts me, so good luck.
Yeah.
And I can't speak to that because my wife and Lori, they do text all the time. It's the same thing, and they just mock Chris and I.
Yeah.
My wife is in several emotional relationships with people that aren't me.
Really?
But there's only one who gets to. There's only one who gets to sleep next to her, but not too close because she does not like proximity heat.
I was just gonna say you're not selling that great though.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No.
Rachel and Lori are a hell of a lot closer than I think.
Than we will ever be.
All right, Pat, play me that song, baby. The podcast.
The outro.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Give me that outro.
This has been a podcast.
We'll see.
It has been a podcast.
Breakfast.